And I can't wait for BT to call Kako. I'm looking forward to it. I know BT's in good form, ready to go.
Where is he?
Down there. Number 10 BT with the big dreadies.
Very small. Very nice. All right, Jack, get it underway here at the MCG on a Friday night. For Triple M football, McDonald's and Reamhot order. Rocking football. Here's Jack Hebron.
Nick Foot, Jamie Broadbent, Robert Finlay, Martin Roger. Our 4 officials tonight. Crowd continues to build. Not quite get to the number we expected as Newcomb went driving through his tackle straight away.
Already a fascinating start. Mason Redmond starting on ball for Essendon, just trying to keep an eye on whether it's a run with roll.
He's got Connor Nash not too far away from him. As Nat said in game number 100, Dylan Shield now playing as a halfback flanker. Got a little kick that travelled the required distance to Merritt. Next to the centre circle, long and direct. That's picked off by Battle. He looks comfortable down back for the Hawks.
Yeah, played well last week, Battle in Sydney. Kick out wide here, the Bombers on their half-forward line. Kako went with the arm instead of the body. Not a great start for him. Day got them loose. Weddle streaming on the wing. Shane Warne stands side of the ground. The bounce, the left foot ball inside 50, one-on-one. Getterman's there. Mark taken there by Ridley. And a very, very nice defensive mark it was by the Bomber defender.
Not too casual from Weddle there. Plenty of time and space. Decided to go on his left boot. He should have straightened up and kicked with his preferred.
Great to see Jordan Ridley back out there for round 1. Didn't play until round 11 last year. Issues with his quad and his hip.
Play on.
Such an important part of that back six for the Bombers. Kick was knocked away from Harry Jones out of bounds. About 75 around from Hawthorn's goal as they kick to the city end in this opening quarter. We've been going a little over a minute. Titanium Caravan score.
Good to see early in the season teams trying to score, trying to get it back down the middle. It was only 5-10 years ago that we're talking about all that switching on the back end. It happens so quickly now and they move on. A much better game to watch than it was a few years back. Here's Merritt. Half back. Got it to Cordwell. He kicks it out of bounds to the full. Free kick centre wing. Will go the way of Impey. Little spearing ball inside, so the Hawks in control here. Day was sensational in patches last week. Short little ball now to Amon, one of their best users. Umpire said that touched the ground, so go. Gave it to Impey, got caught. Amon out the back door, did it well to Barras. Now to Sicily. Sicily a neat little ball. Opportunity here for Moore. Got it back into Impey. Runs through centre half back. Good looking ball to half forward. Newcomb got net high. Probably should have got a free. The Bombers have a little mini win, but not a total win.
He kicked it off the ground, Newcomb. Good follow up and he rolls it inside 50. Hardwick trying to weave his way through the traffic. Missed his target by hand. Meek at the bottom of that pack for the Hawks. When they decide to go, Joey, they go quick.
Yeah, and there was a sign when I spoke about the Weddle kick. It was a bit of a warning sign. They had 5 players goal side, the Hawks early.
No score yet. Hardwick took it off the stoppage. Classy from Shield. Found some space and has Harry Jones.
Jones, little kick along the ground, not very effective at all. Day, the 2-on-1. Who was that? It was hard at the ball. Was it Durham?
Yeah, Durham.
Guess who? He was sensational. He was first in, low and hard. And he was magnificent against Day. And Day quickly got his head out of harm's way. Really well done by Durham. Ball up, half forward for the Hawks. Draper reaching over the top. No effective clearance out of there just yet. Cordwell to Merritt. Merritt had a little fumble. McDonald wears him like a glove and will have another ball up. No, he won't. It came out to Cordwell. He banged it on the boot to half forward. Off the hands of this man here in Caddy. Caddy got a high ball in. No one home. No one home, and Battle able to take a mark in the last line of defence.
No score as yet, 3.5 minutes played. Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Battle spears a pass out in front of Weddle. And he can't keep that ball in play right in front of the interchange bench. Early numbers, two-man, Red's Head Lending.
Well, Will Day on the back of 26 and 3 majors last week. 3 disposals already, and for the Bombers, Cordwell 4, Merritt 4.
As Tua on Triple M football.
Got Merritt.
Boundary throw in. Half forward for the Bombers. Just a momentary lull here at the MCG as the crowd get themselves together. Cordwell been prominent already. Merritt ran into a very, very aggressive tackle. I think it was from the big fella Day. It was. Now Durham comes out of that stoppage with the ball. High ball inside 50. Up they fly. Caddy was there again. Worked it to the front. Boundary throw in here for the Bombers in their punt road forward 50.
Feels early, Essendon happy to try and take territory when they do get the ball. Just bomb it in as high as they can. See if they can win some contests forward of the ball and give themselves a chance. 5 zip clearances, the Bombers early.
This is St Kilda Hall of Famer Joey Montagna on Triple M footy for Seabus Super, making hard work pay off. Newcomb got a scrubby left foot kick from defensive 50. Didn't clear the area, and now they've got some defending to do. Langford pokes a pass into the pocket. Jones lost position. Draper went the volley. And it's across the face. And through for the first score of the night for the Bombers. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard stay off-road and off-grid for longer with a luxurious Titanium Caravan.
Ball back into play for the Hawks. Battle. Short little kick, careful out of defence, Morrison, or Moore in fact. Moore to Barras. Able to run through half-back, launches a long left foot kick ball. High to centre half forward. Mark dropped, but quickly regained there by Hardwick. Got the handball out wide. Here they go once again. Newcomb, high ball in. Chol was there. He'll need to lift his game from last week. We know he has that sort of casual approach, and so we don't criticise him for that. That is who he is, but he's going to have to lift a little.
We didn't see a lot of it last week in Sydney. Only the 9 disposals and a goal. He'll be around this ball as it's thrown in. Forward pocket for the Hawks. Merritt at the base of the pack. Could have got a free kick for a push. Draper has a fumble. Watson played for a free kick. Then Ginnivan has a fumble. Slippery footy out there. Newcomb tries to bust off a Martin tackle. Then McGrath got him. And he's a little lucky not to be paid holding the ball.
Chol, I reckon, Joey's got Mitchell and Deere coming back in the ensuing weeks. This is his opportunity now.
Yeah, needs to cement his spot.
McGrath from the defensive stop. He's banked it on the boot. Morrison took the mark and he's been paid. A little bit too far. Outside 50 to score. Sideways ball to Impey. Impey can go left if he wants. Still a long way out here. Battle.
He can kick that.
From 50. Got to within 49. Long ball. Offline. They late smothering attempt just pushed him left, and in the end he ended up kicking it out of bounds on the full. So just the one behind so far in this game on the Triple M scoreboard, and that belongs to the Bombers.
Gee, it was a breakdown from Essendon. They really rolled back hard in their defensive 50, but left 2 Hawks at the top of the 50 to have a ping there, but Battle couldn't make it pay.
A bit sloppy. This exit from defence here, Essendon, but Shield makes it work in the end. A long kick out to the outer side. Langford took front spot. Durham was caught high. Umpire said play on. Now Caddy against the boundary line. Back to Langford. He rolls a little kick forward, but it's all Hawthorn set up behind the ball. Sicily had to wait for the handball to arrive. Good tackle by Kako, but Sicily got boot to ball, and now Weddle can advance inside defensive 50. Handball over the top to McKenzie. Kick has to be good, and it is to McDonald.
And McDonald plays on immediately as well. Got the handball further afield to Moore. He goes wide. This is what the Hawks love to do, Morrison. Centre wing. Just notice the big graphics on the big scoreboard up there taking up 2/3 of the screen. A little bit like Fox's. Could be their pictures, I don't know. Nash. Little kick over the top. Finds an opportunity with Newcomb. Had Battle on the run going past. McDonald screaming for the footy. Eventually goes low, went to Battle, couldn't win it in the end. Just got rid of it in the nick of time, Bombers. Picked up there by Ward. Little rubber along the ground. Picked up by Morrison, had a shot at goal, and Hawthorn arms everywhere. Ginnivan saying, why didn't you give it to me? And out of bounds on the full. So the Hawks having a lot of ball at their end, but failing to score as yet.
She's very lucky not to get pinged holding the ball. Zach Reid. It was a Josh Battle tackle. Reid took way too long. Got away with one.
Saw it on the Harvey Norman replay. Up to 20% off Acer and Lenovo computers. In store and online now. Essendon go fast out of defence, but Weddle has been everywhere early on. Takes a good pack mark. Now Hawthorn come back to the punt road end that they're defending. Scrimshaw has Sicily on defensive 50.
Can't get their hands on the ball, the Bombers, can they?
What are the disposal numbers, Ash? Red Z Lending.
Yeah, Hawthorn 49, Bombers 30, but it's the uncontested marks 17-4 Hawthorn's way.
McKenzie kept it low to Chol. He's knocked away from him. Roberts had a fumble. Good tackle, Chol. Mackay got a handball that he didn't want. Hawthorn closed the space down and a ball up 75 around from their goal.
Yeah, Dersma gave him a close one and he got bowled over as a result. Umpires tonight. Foot, Broadbent, Finley and Roger. Martin Roger. Draper knocking the ball to Dersma. A good kick out the back door. Redmond was able to scoop it up, get it to Merritt. Merritt inside with a wonderful kick to Martin. The overlap run here is good to Durham. Durham squirting the ball inside, looking for Kako. Kako's going to go. Barassi there. Kako up in there, kicks the goal. Gets the first. He's first in footy. Bombers first of the night. Sensational running stuff. 1-1-7 to the Hawks yet to score on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Well, there's the family on the screen, the Harvey Norman replay. Special moment for young Isaac Kako, a moment he'll never forget. But let's go to how the goal came about. It was the kick from Zach Merritt on the wing. It was absolutely brilliant. He was along the boundary line. The ability to hook it over his shoulder almost into the corridor is what opened up the whole field for Kako then to get out the back goal side and get the first goal. Almost really counterpunch style from Essendon. They had been doing a lot of defending. But this is what can happen. You defend. It's an open forward line. It was Martin to Durham. And the kick had missed Kako. I thought maybe it was going to cost them a goal, but it just sat up well enough. And Kako with enough composure on debut to get his first.
And Merritt 6 disposals already. Averages 29 from 14 career matches against the Hawks.
For McDonald's and Ream Hotwater, Triple M Rocks footy. Hawthorn extracted from the middle of the MCG. Newcomb kicks long and it's fisted away, not out of bounds just yet. First there is Connor McDonald. Newcomb follows up. He runs hard. He's always in and around the footy. Kept it low to Moore on the way through. That's Hardwick with the left, who picks up the crumbs and snaps back the equaliser. Hawthorn have got their first now. They're one straight. Bombers 1-1. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Well, we are looking at the Hawthorn forward line. We know it's a small forward line tonight. Just Marbior Chol really the only tall. Hardwick playing the pseudo tall, but the advantage they get, Hawthorn, is that Ben Mackay was on Hardwick in that ball going inside 50, and once the ball hit the ground, Mackay just can't go with it. He just stopped. He tried to sort of goal keep at the back. Hardwick just went to where the ball bounced, picked it up in an easy snap. So, well, they don't have the tools down there, Hawthorn. The smalls might cause havoc. And John Newcomb, 7 disposals early, 5 of them have been inside 50s. He's been everywhere.
What can we do about that, Joey? He's down there now. Mackay, he's on Hardwick in the goal square.
Well, they've got the two tools, Mackay and Zach Reid, so someone is going to have to play on a small, and both of them aren't really great at ground level.
Brian wins the tap out of the middle here. Goal apiece basically in this game. Picked up and squirted out there by McKenzie. Although the Bombers get used to the ball. Here's the foot skills again of Merritt. Stuck it on the chest of Caddy, couldn't quite reel it in. Redmond was there as well. So the Hawks now under some pressure here at halfback are going to have to be keen with the footy, and they are. Carl Amon strings away on the left to Joel. Joel backing back, takes the mark, and now they play on with great rhythm and anticipation. Ginnivan outdoes his man in a genuine one-on-one stand and deliver around the corner. Ginnivan didn't waste any. They've got 2 in a minute here, the Hawks. And they lead this game on the Triple M scoreboard. Can't tell you the score because there's not one scoreboard up. Not one scoreboard up. 12-7. Have a look at this.
That's a good point, BT.
All the bullshit that goes on. The crowd here just want to know what the score is. Put the bloody scores up on the scoreboard. Christ.
That's Hawthorn at its best. The ball movement from half-back. They play that wing line. They are a team that like to go wide. They spread, get the width, and then they just move it down into an open forward line. There was Amon with a beautiful low flat kick to Chol, who got goal side of Zach Reid, and then it was just Ginnivan in a one-on-one against Jackson Pryor. And Pryor wasn't a great defensive effort. Ginnivan too good.
You're all over it early, Joey, but there's some worrying signs here with the Hawthorn Smalls, isn't there, if you're an Essendon supporter? The McDonald's and Ream Hotwater Triple M Rocks footy. Clearance win again, exact same as the last centre bounce. It's Newcomb to half forward. Watson gathers. He's got his back to goal. Now Morrison thought about kicking, bit going on off the ball too. Handball's back to McDonald. Pops the ball into the path of Marbior Chol. It slips through his hands, and Jones can send Essendon out the other side, but they're under pressure. Martin a little laconic, trying to mark that footy. Knocked away by Weddle. And now back to Ward. Tucked away in the left forward pocket. It's going to go across the face and through for a behind.
It's 2 exit kicks from Harry Jones playing up on a wing that just haven't hit the target. They haven't been good enough kicks that have put Essendon under pressure and have come back the other way. So if he's going to play wing and get back and support his defence, he needs to use the ball better.
There's Joey Montagna on Triple M football. There's McGrath chipping the ball out wide to that southern stand flank. Picked up there, little handballs, a bit brisk by Ward for anyone to handle. Tackle applied here on Durham. Just got rid of it, but he was legged. He was lucky to get away with it. Amon was all over him. Durham just goes sideways with the ball. Just buys the Bombers a bit of time here with Ridley. Short kick for he. Finds an opportunity with Archie Roberts. He goes very, very wide to Reid. Reid marks halfback, brilliant smother off the boot. It was sensational by Watson. Now it keeps the Hawks alive. Morrison's there. Dersma's there as well and wins the free. Dersma got out of trouble, very lucky.
Great smother from Nick Watson. That's what you want to see. He's struggling so far to get his hands on the footy last week and early tonight, but that can really get him into the game.
Only 4 disposals last week. Didn't kick a goal in that game at the SCG either. Hawthorn 2-1-13. Essendon 1-1-7. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. We've been going 16 minutes here at the MCG. Friday night footy. That is not a good kick going forward. Barras dropped it next to the centre circle. That's Sicily trying to get rid of a Langford tackle and couldn't. Caddy for the Bombers. Gathers. He's wrapped up immediately. Barras hoiks it around the corner. It'll work out okay. Their forwards are playing in front. And Connor McDonald marks, goes into the right forward pocket. And Watson with a chance, tough one, against the boundary to kick his first.
So you're doing a lot of defending at the moment, the Bombers. Two-man, what are the inside 50s?
Yeah, they've had 8 out of the last 10 inside 50s, Joey, the Hawks.
Made his debut last year against the Bombers in round 2. And this would be huge for his confidence early and for the Hawks to skip away to a handy little lead in the first quarter. It has never looked like missing. Brilliant for the Wizard. 3-1-19 Hawthorn, Essendon 1-1-7 Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Well, they're now starting to get a bit of reward for effort, Hawthorn. They really have sort of controlled this first half of the first quarter. There's only that one counter-attack from Essendon that's led to their score. Otherwise, the Bombers doing a lot of defending. Hawthorn players are getting a lot of space forward of centre. So already red flags for Essendon's defence. It's been a big focus coming into this season, particularly under Brad Scott. They haven't been a great defensive team, and at the moment, they're just little cracks. It's still early, but just some little signs that I wouldn't like if I was an Essendon supporter.
3 in a row for the Hawks on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Stay off-road, off-grid for longer with luxurious Titanium Caravans. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au. Back to the middle we go. Need to do something, the Bombers, and very quickly. They get the clearance through Darham and Caldwell. Now they go inside 50. Barassi had it knocked out of his hands in the end when he probably would have marked it. Langford tried to soccer it. Picked up by Kako. Got through a little bit of traffic. Looking for it here is Martin, but it's pinned to him. And we'll have a ball up about 25 metres out from the Bomber punt road goal. They trail 7-19.
And a lot of players around this footy. Kako being one of them. He's making things happen. Hobbs distributes back to Caldwell, who slipped over. And he was just about ready to pull the trigger and have a shot. And instead, he'll be balled up 45 out from the Bombers goal. Major ball winners, two-man, Red Set Lending.
John Newcomb leading ball winner with 8 disposals, 5 inside 50s, 7 apiece to Caldwell and Merritt.
There's Tua. The latest in stats there. Langford tied up here. Might well have another stoppage. Have you noticed Watson kicked that goal before? There's no wizard hats or anything more at the ground. I wonder whether the club actually approached the cheer squad supporters and said, look, just let's play it down just a little, because they have sort of drifted away, which surprises me, because he's a great character. Here's Kako running past it. An opportunity there for Scrimshaw, couldn't reel it in. Kako again, got it off here. Caldwell has a shot and misses. Off hands, minor score. So 19 plays 8 in favour of the Hawks on the Triple M scoreboard at the 19-minute mark of the first quarter.
Gee, looks lively and dangerous. Kako inside the forward 50 early.
One of those players that the fans rise every time he goes near the footy as well. They haven't had a small forward for a very, very long time, Essendon, who's dynamic in that way. James Sicily getting a bit of attention. We'll get to that shortly.
Restrap.
We'll get down there now, in fact, for Bob Jane Teamarts. Nat Unides.
Yeah, James Sicily's just having his ankle re-strapped, so no big concerns at this stage.
Buy one, get one, free plus instant cash back on Bridgestone, Yokohama, Kumo, Pirelli. Visit bobjane.com.au today. T's and C's apply. It's Hawthorn 3-1-19. Goals to Hardwick, Ginnivan and Watson. The Bombers 1-2-8. Isaac Kako, the debutant, kicking their first of the night.
Their only goal so far. Draper doing the right work with Big Meeky there as well. Nash picked it off, gave it out the back door there to McKenzie. The flicks and wobbles around. Meek goes back. Good little clever knock, but in the meantime the free kick's been paid to Caldwell. He's got the ball on the point of the square at a half-forward line. Goes inside 50, drawing it to the boundary line. Good-looking ball. Knocked away from Draper. Picked up in the end by Jones. Sold the handball. Had to get rid of it under real pressure in the end. Coughed it up. Gave it straight to the Hawks. And now out wide to McDonald. And McDonald marks at half-back. 3-1-19 the Hawks. 1-2-8 the Bombers here. Hawks at half-back on the northern side.
16 last year's best and fairest, Connor McDonald. He's become a regular fixture. Will Dave was brilliant last week in Sydney. And he takes a nice mark there on the wing. They've got runners driving by. Nash with a handball off to D'Ambrosio against his former team. Amon was run down for a moment. D'Ambrosio followed up. He's quick enough to arch the back. Have a look at the goals and go back. Four on the bounce now for Hawthorn, and they have got their game going at the MCG. 4-1-25 to 1-2-8. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
They'd enjoy that against his former side, Massimo D'Ambrosio. Bombers didn't rate him as highly as the Hawks do. What a terrific season he had last year. And looking to continue on. And again, just easily finding uncontested players and uncontested marks forward of centre. It was Will Day's kick to Nash, who was all alone. And then from there, the runners were able to just work off the uncontested mark. D'Ambrosio, Amon, and then back to D'Ambrosio. And they're doing it pretty easily now, Hawthorn, when they get their ball movement going, shoot.
So the Hawks have had 6 change from their D50. They've put it inside their forward 50 on 4 occasions, and they've kicked 2 goals from that source.
So back to the middle we go. They've kicked 4 in a row here, the Hawks. Doing it on the bit out of the middle with a clean clearance from Ward. Ward goes looking forward there. High flyer, no winner. Child takes it off the front centre, left foot snap. Make it 5 in a row for the Hawks. 5-1-31 to the Bombers. 1-2-8 on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Joel gets his first.
Centre clearances, Chew.
3-2 Hawthorn's way.
They've got good bang for buck though for their centre clearances. They've been able to get it deep. And we put it on the radar before the game, Essendon's ability to defend inside their D50. It's been an issue. 12 entries, 5 goals won for Hawthorn. So that instance, it was Zach Reid. He was on Marby Old-Child at the centre bounce. For whatever reason, when the kick went forward, he decided to go to the back of the pack. Marby Old-Child just went front and square, and it was an easy crumb and snap. So Zach Reid, stay on your man. You don't need to go around the back. There was enough players there to do that, and that's been the issue for Essendon.
For McDonald's and Ream Hotwater, Triple M Rocks footy. That bounce is going to come back. Brad Scott in the Essendon box. We'll be asking some questions of a few at quarter time, as they've allowed Hawthorn to get away to a really fast start. Connor Nash wrapped up game number 100, taken in the 2017 rookie draft. It's been another Irish success story. Brian bent down to pick it up of the Bombers, but Hawthorn have been sharp around clearance. As Ash mentioned, Nash rolls the ball out to half forward. Connor McDonald beaten to it by Ridley, but he turned around and slipped over. And then he's got a big problem.
So McDonald with the free here, 75 metres from home, right in front of the MCC members. Little ball pushed sideways, finds McKenzie. McKenzie short to Impey. Impey marks inside the centre square, but still 70 out. Can they find another here to make it 6 in a row?
And play on. You.
Carl Amon with that swooping left boot. Goes deep into the pocket, knocked away by Reid. over the line and out of bounds. We'll throw it in. 8 plays 31 in favour of the Hawks here, 24 minutes into the first quarter. Good crowd in on a Friday night.
80,000 here last night. Don't have the footy back at the home of footy, the MCG.
Play on.
Brian palms it down. Meek kicked a couple of goals last week. He's hunting another one. Dave can't bust his way through. It'll be balled up.
Please, boys. Thanks, Will.
15, make that 20 metres out from Hawthorn's goal. They're kicking to the city end.
Nick Lloyd, hold the
in
meter.
this opening quarter. They've got 5 goals to Essendon's 1. They've jumped them early. Caldwell, his kick on the left foot was a grubber. Morrison made it work. Hawks lose a bit of ground and battle. He is wrapped up. Another ball up.
Better pressure from the Bombers, just a little section of it.
Marks, a lot of players slipping over, BT.
Yep.
Same as what we saw last night. What's your theory on that?
And maybe it's just so good, the surface. It's too flush with grass. Beautiful and moist.
Yep.
Caldwell comes out of the pack, down towards Draper. He won't beat in the race back Scrimshaw, does him easily. Got it to Impey. Little kick sideways to Weddle. Weddle's got the support of Battle and uses him with the handball. Battle at half back. Brings it out now, the southern stand side of the gracious Carl Amon. He takes a bounce right on the wing. Spearing left foot, boot to Watson. And Watson marks. Day was on the lead. He could have taken it as well. Watson will get a look from 45 out directly in front.
Well, again, just watching this on the Harvey Norman replay, I couldn't even tell you who was on Nick Watson inside 50. He was standing alone. There were Essendon players that were guarding the boundary side, and Nick Watson was just inside 50 all on his own.
When he comes for the set shot, we'll have to kick at 45. Virtually no angle. Look at that, the goal umpire didn't even move. He's kicked to Watson. Been terrific tonight. Once again, no scoreboard in the ground at all when you need a scoreboard. When do supporters at the ground, I'm not talking about us here, I'm talking about at the ground. When do they want it? Still nothing, Joey, still nothing. When do they want to see the score? When someone's kicked the goal. It is amazing. 6-1-37 to 1-2-8. Instead, they go with Hawks flying everywhere and a whole load of crap instead of the actual score somewhere, please. Put it up somewhere for the public. Still no score.
Still no score anywhere.
And this is happening after every goal. It is dumb. Great play, the Hawks.
Yeah, again, great build-up. Too easy. Carl Amon again. That's a couple of second or third bullet kick that he's lasered from sort of the wing going inside 50. And Essendon, their defence is all at sea in this first quarter. Hawks making them pay.
Last 2 years, Joey, they've been 15th in the competition for points allowed. It's a bit concerning the way that this one started. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. A centre clearance win for them, and Merritt on the end of a Dersma handball, and changed his mind late because he hasn't got a lot of options. Follows up second time around, a bit more clarity with his decision making. And he keeps it low into the forward pocket, and Mason Redmond diving down takes the mark.
It's just not the way to start a season, is it?
Now, been a poor first quarter. This has been an interesting move. Mason Redmond playing on ball. We've seen some halfbacks move into the midfield. Hayden Young's been an example. There's been a few others. Tom Stewart, we know, did it. So maybe this is a new role for Redmond. Hasn't had much influence, has he, so far, Chew?
Just the one touch.
No, just one. That's not much at all.
Just the 20 goals across his career of 124 games. That's not far away, but fades late. 1-3-9, the Bombers. Hawks 6-1-37, Triple M, Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Let's see if the Bombers can just try and lock it in their forward half of these last couple of minutes. See if they can get some repeat entries and put a bit of pressure on the Hawks.
So the aim on the designated kicker from fullback goes out wide. Ridley a chance to give the ball. Missed Caldwell with the handball by a fair way. They battle in there. Opportunity was for Shield. Umpire calls play on. Handball back to Shield. Shield now turns on his left boot. Little Chisler had too much juice on it for Durham. He had to turn and go back. Impey's able to get it to Barras. And Barras immediately goes out wide. And they'll just hold it up here with Finn McGuinness at half back to Hawks. 2 minutes remaining in the first.
Play on.
McGuinness kicks wide of the wing. Pack forms underneath the Shane Warne stand. D'Ambrosio waiting at the base of it. It was dispossessed. Redmond Goes back. Nice pick up by Brian, the big man on the wing. Now we'll try and get a bit of lateral movement going. All the way back to Reed at centre half back. Good chase from Child. Just got a hand on him late and it affected the kick. And they'll get out okay through Martin up to half forward. That sat on the head of Kako and Scrimshaw smashes it out of bounds.
Nick.
Gonna have to be quicker than that, Reed. Good get by Chol with the pressure in the end. So the result of that is a boundary throw in on half forward here for the Bombers. On the northern side of the MCG, the side on which we sit and call the game. Merritt. Little double-handed tap away from Newcomb. Got the rebound handball. Took a bounce. Handball at the ground. Got it to Durham. He speared it off to Jones. Jones now a high ball. Got to sit here, the Bombers. Can they make it happen here? Gee, it was a big fly from Amon. Spills to Martin. Martin snap out of bounds on the full. Maybe even touched off the boot. So it'll be a boundary throw in deep in the Bomber forward end here.
Feels like there's two Hawthorn players everywhere, Joey. Every contest they just seem to have an extra.
I was thinking they've got the game set up for them at the moment. They're in control in all facets.
Boundary umpire tosses it back in. Caddy kicks around the shoulder. It bounces through for a behind. The 10 games last year, Nate Caddy. 6'1", 37, plays 1'4", 10. He's got the peroxide hair. BT, Nate Caddy. Not sure how that sort of appeals to you.
Well, I guess you'll grow up with it. Jack, don't you?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
I don't think there's any colour there yet. I think he's pretty well natural.
Oh.
Little one out to mirror. Oh, there could be some peroxide, as you say, but I'm doubting it. Ball up on the Toyota logo wing. And the score at the moment, 6-1-37 the Hawks to 1-4-10 the Bombers. Got about 39 seconds left in the quarter. Free kick will go the way here of the Hawks, John Newcomb.
Stay out behind.
So Newcomb wants to move it quickly. They've had a look at the cards being held up on the boundary, both indicating less than a minute to go. There is Amon, who's had a lot of it, Ash.
So there's BT, 9 touches.
High ball in a little bit quicker if we can. Jones, a little inside-out slipper, found it to Martin, and Martin takes the mark at half-back for the Bombers.
They should just be able to wind this down all the way to the end of quarter time. And it's Hawthorn who have started well. They were impressive in Sydney last weekend. They've hit the ground running tonight. 6-1-37 to 1-4-10 at quarter time. The Hawks in dominant fashion on Friday Night Footy. You've got the best caller in the business, Brian Taylor, Joey Montagna, Ash Chua, Nat Unides and Jack Heverin with you for Friday Night Footy and for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks Footy.
That quarter, the titanium caravans stay off-road and off-grid for longer with a luxurious titanium caravan. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
For McDonald's,
Triple M Rocks Footy.
the new AFL Happy Meal is here with 18 unique bag clips to collect. Available 10:30am to midnight while stocks last for a limited time only.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Pocket even more savings at Bob Jane T-Marts. We've got Bridgestone free, Yokohama free, Kumho free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Get up to $150 instant cashback on selected Pirelli and Bridgestone tyres. Plus receive an e-gift card up to $150 when you buy 4 selected BF Goodrich tyres. Give us a call or shop online today. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
Go Harvey Norman for the hottest deals on the best brands in tech. Right now, up to 20% off Lenovo and Acer computers, like the Acer Aspire Go, now a low $348, save $150. Or save $230 on the Core i5 Acer Aspire Go, now $668. Get in quick and grab a bargain on powerful Lenovo IdeaPad with 16GB RAM and 1TB storage, now $998 while stocks last. Harvey Norman, best brands, best range, best prices guaranteed. Conditions apply.
Go!
Here we go!
It's the Mitsubishi Motors factory clearance, and you're good to go with a $3,000 bonus on Trident models. Plus, score up to $2,000 in customer loyalty bonus. That's up to $5,000 off your driveway price, so you can go adventuring. All backed by Australia's first 10-year warranty with 10 years cap price servicing. You're good to go with Mitsubishi. T's and C's apply. Visit the Mitsubishi Motors website for details.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her. Handsome. Nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank and would never understand her business. RedZ knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from RedZ. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. RedZ. Backing those who back themselves. Australian credit licence 311128.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Cbus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong long-term returns for after the final whistle. Cbus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Cbus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Pocket even more savings at Bob Jane T-Marts. We've got Bridgestone free, Yokohama free, Kumo free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Get up to $150 instant cashback on selected Pirelli and Bridgestone tyres. Plus, receive an e-gift card up to $150 when you buy 4 selected BF Goodrich tyres. Give us a call or shop online today. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
Go Harvey Norman for the hottest deals on the best brands in tech. Right now, up to 20% off Lenovo and Acer computers, like the Acer Aspire Go, now below $348, save $150. Or save $230 on the Core i5 Acer Aspire Go, now $668. Get in quick and grab a bargain on powerful Lenovo IdeaPad with 16GB RAM and 1TB storage, now $998 while stocks last. Harvey Norman, best brands, best range, best prices guaranteed. Conditions apply.
Go!
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Bunnings Trade. Load up on landscaping at Bunnings Trade.
Hawthorn lead at quarter time, 6-1-37. They played fast, they played free-flowing, and they've been a lot of fun. The Bombers have got some work to do. They are 1-4-10. Isaac Kako, their only goal kicker for the Hawks. They've spread it around. Nick Watson's got 2. Ginnivan, Chol, D'Ambrosio, and Hardwick, the other goal kickers. Downstairs with all the latest Nat Unides for Bob Jane T-Marts.
So it looks like it's a pretty clean bill of health for both sides after that first quarter. Sam Durham just got some attention on his leg after he got dumped in a tackle a couple of minutes before quarter time, but possibly a corky, but nothing too major for them. Otherwise, just a couple of bruised egos for the Bombers after that first term. And I have spent a bit of time looking at Nate Caddy's hair. And BT,
Definite bleach.
It's bleach, 100%. I don't know what you're looking at, but that's not natural.
Oh, well, I think it could have a bit of naturality in it.
At least he's still got some, I suppose. So half his luck. Ash Chua, Red Z Lending. You've still got a little bit.
Thank you. I'll take that.
A little bit.
Hawthorn, 15 entries, but they nailed 6 majors, 40% goal scoring efficiency, 17 above the league average. Aim on 9 touches, 100% efficiency, 300 metres gained, and Caldwell, he racked up 15 along with 4 clearances.
Joey Montagna, Cbus Super making hard work pay off since 1984. First 12 minutes, not a lot between the two teams, and then the Hawks really split it open.
Yeah, to try and simplify it as best I can, it's looking like there's one team out here that knows what they are doing defensively and offensively, and there's one team that doesn't really know how they want to move the footy and how they want to defend. It's clear as day. It looks like a mismatch at the moment. Now, we know it's still early, and we've already seen from last night things can change, but the way it is at the moment, one team is very organised, very in sync and on the same page. That's Hawthorn. Essendon just look off the pace. So I know they're doing really well in contested ball and clearance. That's the only tick, and that's probably giving them a bit of a chance. But once it turns into an open game, in an open field play, Hawthorn are moving the ball beautifully. They're set behind the ball, and Essendon have no answers other than a couple of brilliant kicks from Zach Merritt really has set up their only goal. So I'd want to see a change in the way Essendon defend in particular. They need to close up on these Hawthorn half-forwards and smalls that are finding pockets of space. Otherwise, they're going to be in for a long night.
For McDonald's and for Ream Hot Water, built tough for Aussie conditions when it comes to water heating. Ask your plumber to install a Ream. Brian Taylor on Triple M Footy.
Umpire Robert Finlay to get the second quarter underway. He does. Bounces it in the middle. Draper was there to even it up with Meek. Picked up by Jai Newcomb though. Able to dodge and weave. Got the handball away to Morrison, who got clobbered in the tackle. He was being worn like a glove, and it was a bad decision to give it to him. So Dersma with the free for the Bombers in the middle. Wonder what the context of the Brad Scott message would have been.
Player.
Dersma through the middle. High ball inside 50. Perkins didn't want to know about it. Out the back door, Barras. Got it to Battle. Battle to Amon. Amon to Sicily. Sicily, the willing kicker, with an absolute pull it to Morrison. The handball to Nash. Nash inside the centre square to Newcomb. This is good running play from the Hawks. Back to Morrison, or Moore it is. Moore, a little one out wide. Very good looking kick. Nice mark taken by Hardwick at half forward for the Hawks.
Gee, that was slick.
Good ball movement. It's pretty simple though. They just break wide to the wings and hit the target.
Hardwick long and deep. Chol eased out of it. Watson dangerous in this situation. Dropped at the knees, was caught high. Umpire wasn't having any of it. Right in front of the Hawthorn faithful. Harvey Norman replay, Joey.
Well, no, he runs at the player, Watson, and just lifts his arm. So we're being instructed that's not high contact if you instigate the high.
Good decision in the end. Newcomb with a little kick that rolls through for a behind. It's good umpiring that, BT.
Yep. He took him on, Watson. No doubt about it. Yes, the tackle was high, but Joey's explained it well. And I would imagine of the 70,000 here, Joey, not many would know the subtle difference.
And if Watson just had have gone normally, he probably would have got the high contact. But because he raises the arm, that's the cue for the umpire not to pay it.
Darn, beautiful mark on the wing here in the meantime against Amon. Right in front of the Hawthorn bench. There's a glance inside, nothing to take on there. So he's going to have to, well, now it goes sideways. Miss Shield, but Shield's able to pick it up on the half volley pretty cleanly. Handball back to McGrath. McGrath looks forward, ekes out a little ball to Caldwell. He marks right on the northern wing, back where they started. Caldwell goes backwards 25 metres, but finds an opportunity and clears space for Pryor. Jackson Pryor bounces through centre half back, and kick out wide is very, very nice indeed, and finds Dersma. Dersma on centre wing, southern stand side.
And again, they have to go back because Hawthorn is set up.
Thanks, guys. They're so well set, you're right. They don't mind if Essendon just goes sideways here. That's not bothering the Hawks at all. They are very comfortable being set behind the ball.
So they go back again and try and change direction just to try and make something happen. McGrath with a run and a bounce, and Kako hits up with the footy and presents. Still inside the centre square. Kick was over the head of Langford. On the bounce through to Barras, who pounds it out of defence. We're back where we started. And Reid kept his eyes on the ball and marks on the wing for Essendon.
Yeah, took a very nice mark on the logo. Sideways with a short chipping kick to Martin. Martin plays on immediate with a nice ball to Draper on the lead, and he dropped the mark he should have taken. Just got his legs tied up then and didn't know where he was. So a boundary throw in 75 metres out from the Bomber City goal. Scoreboard reads 6-2-38 the Hawks, 1-4-10 the Bombers, and that Tommy Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
Contested possessions. Sorry about that.
That's all right. I thought it was my wife whispering in my ear for a moment.
Oh, about contested possession.
Yeah. Kako. Been no contest lately. Here's Langford. He was caught in the tackle. And Barras wins the free here in the back 50.
It happens.
Out behind.
Barras.
Stay out.
Push the wrong button, Stu, did you? Is that what happened?
Yeah, I've only been doing this for 24 years.
Watson was shepherded out of it. Broadcast swing. Ridley just handball to no one. And that will be paid as insufficient intent. A little unlucky, perhaps.
Play on.
And it's the Hawks by 28 points. Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard. Load up on landscaping at Bunnings Trade. And now they're happy just to slow things down. Josh Ward into the team this week. James Warple to miss a few weeks with an ankle issue.
Look at the body language difference. 4 Hawthorn players on the bench wanting to get on the ground. For the Bombers, just one standing there at the moment. But those 4 Hawthorn players are desperate to get on.
Nash in the direction of Chol. 55 away from goal. The bounce eludes Meek. And here's Ridley at half-back for the Bombers.
Ridley, a bounce when he probably didn't need to, and he got absolutely clobbered as well. And I reckon he might have got a bit of head contact here. He's going to get up and be okay, but it was certainly looked at by the doctors more from a concussion point of view, as Scrimshaw was a little bit clumsy with the upper forearm.
Yeah, it was a swinging arm, wasn't it, BT? But it was accidental. He was sort of having a swipe at the handball. It certainly got Ridley high.
Watson's come off as well, escorted by the doctor, so keep an eye on that, Nat, as he comes to the bench over the line and out of bounds. Will have a boundary throw in. Any idea on Watson, Nat?
He's just walking the boundary with the doctor at the moment. They're just having a chat. No doubt they're going to assess him. And it looks like Jordan Ridley's actually going to stay out there because the Essendon doctors come back off the field.
Nice work, Nat Yanidis. Bob Jane teammates. 28-point lead to the Hawks. Nearly 6 minutes into this second quarter. Draper's been quiet early, but he kicked blindly. Sicily was set up behind the ball. And takes a good, timely mark. Nate Caddy a bit slow to get up for Essendon too. Hawthorn want the corridor, and they've got it through Mackenzie now.
They have indeed. So Mackenzie, just off the back of the square, short little ball, finds an opportunity with McGuinness, gives the handball away. Here they go with Moore. Moore's kick is perfect and finds Hardwick on a long lead. Hardwick looking to get it back over the top. McGuinness is there. He's going to run onto this McGuinness. If not, Joel. He went in with the one hand and then he held his head like he'd been hit in the head when he had it. Oh boy, Big Charlie trying to sucker punch the umpire for a free. I'm not sure what he was on about, but the Hawks retained the ball outside 50.
No, there wasn't a lot of contact there.
Well, there was none.
38 plays 10. Triple M Bunnings straight scoreboard. Footy living at this end of the ground that Hawthorn are attacking. That time Mackay fisted away from Hardwick. A stoppage. 35 out.
Sam Lloyd
from goal.
Sam Lloyd.
Just having a look at Nate Caddy here, Joey, on the Harvey Norman replay.
This looks like a good old-fashioned corky. Looked like Sicily's knee. Just got him in the left thigh when he was trying to affect the spoil from the Sicily mark.
That'll keep an eye on him. He's staying out there for now. Nick knocked it down at the front of the stoppage.
Handball.
Quick hands from McDonald and Mackenzie.
Play on.
Dodging and weaving. Nash's handball was extremely hot.
Straight up.
And Day couldn't force his way through.
You were responsible. Thanks. Right, Sam.
Just a burbling MCG at the moment.
Oh, far out.
Not really getting into this one because there's nothing happening here in the second quarter. They've played 7 minutes. Kick goes forward now. Hawthorn out the back door. Ginnivan runs into an open goal. Got his second. First goal of the second quarter taking some 8 minutes. Ginnivan the goal kicker. And on the Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard, 7-2-44 to the Bombers 1-4-10.
Well, again, that was just the smalls when the ball hits at the ground level inside Hawthorn's forward 50. So Ridley tried to get across to support Zach Reid in the one-on-one with Chol. He didn't get to the contest, but once he was committed, he was out of it. Ginnivan just waited for the ball to bounce, and that is easy pickings. That's 4 of their 7 goals so far for Hawthorn have been from ground level play. Just looks a mismatch in there, that Hawthorn forward line. Essendon defenders aren't good enough at the moment from what we've seen to be able to stay with them.
Nat, Bob Jane teammates.
The Essendon doctor just went out to Jordan Ridley after that contest again. We know he copped a bit of what looked to be a head knock earlier in the quarter, but he is staying out there, and it looks like Nick Watson is fine as well and cooling down a little bit with the water bottle and potentially getting ready to come back on soon.
Nat Yanidis for Bob Jane teammates. Buy 3, get 1 free, plus instant cashback deals. Bombers with a rare entry inside 50. It could be a good one. Langford, left foot, rolling ball. Nice finish. Got a good handball from Durham, and he took care of the rest. Badly needed goal. 2-4-16 to 7-2-44. 9 minutes gone. Triple M Bunnings straight scoreboard.
Well, in that passage of play, there is blood streaming out of Jack Scrimshaw's face. It was friendly fire. Him and Battle were both trying to get to the ball, and they collided with each other, which allowed Durham to feed the handball to Langford for the goal. He's still down. Hopefully nothing too serious, but it does look ugly from up here with the amount of blood coming from Scrimshaw's face.
Yeah, they're just trying to stem that bleeding first of all before they get him up off the ground. He'll come straight from the ground. The umpire, in fact, has already indicated blood rule, so he has to come from the ground now.
One player from Hawthorn.
And just getting back to his feet. So accidental collateral damage.
Take your time and go
And
through
Scrimshaw will come from the ground holding his left eye and beak, and a cut under the left eye as well.
Big clash of heads, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was a goal out of nothing really from Essendon, just a quick kick from clearance. Durham playing in front of Scrimshaw, having a rest at full forward, and are able to generate an opportunity, maybe just try and get some momentum. It's been slim pickings in this first quarter and a half for Essendon going forward.
Let's hope there's no cheekbone damage here. Frost is the sub, of course, for Hawthorn, but that would be the one thing in all of this. Looks okay, looks more nosy, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks like a broken nose.
Observation that free after disposal, Jamie.
That's what you're on a Friday night, Jack.
Yeah. That looks like a bad one. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. More stuck the head. No disputing that one. A 28-point lead. Hawthorn in control on Friday night footy. He runs down from half-back, dropped the mark. He'll be disappointed with that, but Battle kept it moving forward. A little toe poke, and now he gets it back, the former Saint. His handball intercepted by Langford and Hobbs. Trying to get some run going from half-back. Jones stood under it, takes a good mark in front of the bench.
He does not much on down the field though. He just chips over the top once again and finds an opportunity here with Roberts.
Outside 5.
Roberts right on the northern wing.
Yep.
Kicks to the boundary line. Merritt doesn't let him down, takes the mark. He immediately plays on. Uses the man on the mark rule to great effect. The kick inside is magnificent. Durham takes the mark and tries to grab 50 out of it as well, and he might have got it. He has. So this means he'll kick from point blank range.
On the goal line, JB.
And bring him all the way to the goal line. So consecutive goals for the Bombers, about to be kicked for the first time in the game. Dersma, point blank at the city end, got the second of the quarter. And the Bombers move along. 7-2-44 Hawthorn, 3-4-22 Essendon on the Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
It was Jack Ginnivan that gave away the 50-metre penalty for the high contact after the mark, and you knew the Essendon players weren't going to let him get away with it. They all got over, gave him a bit of lip, but once again it was Zach Merritt. You just knew sitting up here when he took the mark about 70 out that something was going to come from it. He was going to find a target inside 50. He's got the ability to scan the whole field quicker than most other players, and he was able to spot Dersma, the open winger, in the corridor. Got it to him nice and quickly, and that's where the 50-metre penalty came from. So 2 of the 3 goals have been directly set up from Zach Merritt's ball.
With the Bombers, only 16 uncontested marks in the first quarter. They've already racked up 14. We're only 14 minutes into the second term.
Nice Chua, Red Z lending. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. As BT said, a couple of goals in a row, and now 3 going their way. So they're having a good couple of minutes here, the Bombers.
Play on!
Nick Martin from inside the centre square. Pops that ball up. The kick wasn't to the advantage of any of his forwards. And Barras just got a little fist on that ball, and it's out of bounds. Left forward pocket. At the city end, Essendon are attacking in this second quarter. They're 7-2-44 Hawthorn. The Bombers 3-4-22. Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
Every throw in deep in the Bomber attack zone. Brian doing the ruck work. Neither ruckman made contact with it. Brian went back for a second go. In the meantime, Ward had got it. And the ball held to him, so we'll ball it up. Umpire says to the players, clear out, give us a bit of room here. Brian reaches over the top of Meek quite easily in the end. Ball goes to ground again. Eventually McKenzie flicks it out for the Hawks. Jai Newcomb went and got it. Under pressure from Langford. And we'll ball it up, and Dersma there once again. Quickly throws it up, the umpire, like this, get on with it. Not waiting for the ruckman, not nominating, just throwing it up. It's good work. Merritt from the boundary line. Good looking kick. Something for nothing. Miraculous goal. 3 in a row for the Bombers. Got a bit of Tiger feel about this at the moment. 3 straight for Essendon. 4-4-28, trailing the Hawks 7-2-44 on the Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
Well, thank God for Zachy Merritt. Unbelievable. Again, that's his 12th disposal, 5 score involvements. That's an unbelievable kick. Wheeling towards the boundary line on his left foot. For those that can remember the Jason Ackermanis goals at Geelong all those years ago on his right foot running boundary side, this was the opposite. He is all class, and the clearances have been the thing really, Two-Man, that are keeping Essendon in it. Their ability to win clearance and then score off it.
Yeah, 23-8 are the clearances, and for the Bombers, 22 out of their 28 points have come from clearances as well.
He's having some sort of first half, Zach Merritt, won his 5th best and fairest last year. Only 4 players in Essendon's rich history to do that. Dick Reynolds, James Hird, Bill Hutchison, the other 3 for McDonald's and Ream Hotwater. Triple M Rocks footy, quick clearance win from Hawthorn. Joel used the body wisely and hangs on to the mark. 30 out directly in front.
This is where Essendon's defence might just let Hawthorn off the hook. It's only Zach Reid, so he's only played 9 or 10 AFL games of footy, but you'd love for him to be stronger in that contest, BT, particularly against Marby or Chol.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a tiny little push to get him out of the action is all it took from Chol, wasn't it?
Slow, laconic approach. He knows what he's doing, just not that time. 1 goal, 1 for his evening. Hawks by 17 points. Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard 11 minutes before halftime.
Likes to do everything in slow-mo.
He'd be frustrating to coach, wouldn't he?
He would indeed. He would indeed, but that's the way he operates. Redman out wide. As JB often points out, a 2-phone operator. Recently put on a young boy to handle extra calls. Every throw in here. Half forward for the Hawks. So good comeback, good mini comeback here from the Bombers. 3 in a row to make a game of it, get themselves within 16 points. The next one really would throw a cat amongst the pigeons. The advantage paid here for the Bombers. Good looking bullet type ball finds Harrison Jones. He plays on from the logo, goes deep inside 50. In front, couldn't mark it, Langford. Spills here to Martin. Martin first onto it, curls the ball around. Caddy's out position, getting back Barras. Couldn't get it. Caddy had a fresh area off the ground. Hardwick went and got it. Got the handball back. Amon's besieged. Got it off. Hawks get out of trouble. Ball in the hands of Morrison.
Only just. You see on the Harvey Norman replay, Tom Barras didn't quite hang on to that mark, and Morrison plays the broadcast side with his kick. Smashed out of bounds for a throw in. Major ball winners, Ash, Red Z Lending.
Jai Caldwell, 17 disposals and 5 clearances. Zach Merritt with 12 and a major, and for the Hawks, 13 apiece to Nash and Newcomb.
What's changed in the last 6-7 minutes, Joey Montagna?
Essendon have been able to get their hands on the ball and control it more because they're winning clearance. So it's just giving them some field position and some opportunity on offence. Their offence is never a problem. It's not the offence, it's more when Hawthorn get the ball, can they stop them from scoring? So they really need to continue to win clearance and get the ball in their hands.
Seabus Super bring you the great Joey Montagna, making hard work pay off since 1984.
Boundary throw in. MCC members area on that half-forward flank to which the Bombers are kicking. Draper did well in the ruck work. Took it out, then got caught in the tackle. Ball spilled in the tackle. Picked up by Caldwell. Comes back to Jones. Spinning out of the pack and trying to get on with it was Hobbs. He took him on, got caught, and has been nailed by Amon. And Amon, the recipient of the free. So 9 3/4 minutes remaining in the half here. And the Bombers have kicked 3 goals to 1 in the quarter so far as Morrison's got the ball at half back.
And he's just going to hold things up for a bit. Not a lot to work with the head. So again, kicks to a pack situation. Mackay split it in 2. Ball rolls out the back for Watson. Right next to the interchange bench. Got a handball away to McKenzie. Had to be quick. McGuinness tried to knock it onto Watson. Eventually made it work at left half forward. 2-on-1 inside 50. Great kick in the direction of Day. And Draper got him high. Harvey Norman replay will tell the story. But it'll be Will Day lining up. 15 out, difficult angle.
Harvey Norman replay, very little in that. Just the left hand touched the shoulder of Will Day, but certainly not a lot of contact. And Essendon fans would have thought Ben Hobbs Might have got a free kick for high contact the other end, so frustrating for Essendon.
26 disposals, 9 clearances, 3 goals in round 0 against Sydney. He kicks around the corner and slows the Bombers down. They kicked 3 in a row before that. And the Hawks answer back 9-3-51 to 4-4-28 on the Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
Well, this is what Will Day has spoken publicly about, adding to his game the ability to go forward and hit the scoreboard. He spent the last 4 or 5 minutes resting as a forward. Hawthorn moved Hardwick behind the ball just to slow it down a little bit, shore it up. They had the extra, and of course that was because Scrimshaw is still off with the blood rule. So Sam Mitchell made some moves, Hardwick back, Day rest forward, and it's worked for them. They've been able to just get the steady up and the goal they've been searching for.
Bob Jane team marks that.
We've seen the last of Scrimshaw for the night. Hawthorn have made the sub, so Frost is into the match.
So Frosty comes on, gets his opportunity in game 185. Can you believe he's put together 185, Frosty?
Done well.
That's a very, very good effort. He's going to be able to walk away and say he's played over 200 games. Outstanding career. Here is McGrath.
Yours. Yep.
McGrath off the back of the square with a nice kick out wide.
Yours.
Finding his opportunity. Umpire calls play on. Amon was caught up in the action. Hits the deck. Bombers forward 50 area. Hobbs the attacking player with the tackle. Dispossessing. Went and got it Ward. Kept it in and under. Didn't want it to come out deliberately. And Martin Rogers says, okay, then we'll ball it up on the 50-metre line. Caddy ready to come back by the looks.
Good news for Bombers fans. So he's got a bit of strapping on that leg as well. Nash on defensive 50.
Charge play on.
Balls to McKenzie. That kick was smothered at half-back. Let's gather
on here.
For Ginnivan on the up. His handball was a bit fierce for Day. And Redmond hard against that boundary line. Kept it alive, and Essendon try and bring it back into the corridor. It's a good mark. Caldwell, who's having a lot of impact in this first half. Bumped as he kicked the footy. Impey went without it. Morrison had to go back in and try and do a rescue mission. Kako handballed away from him. Caldwell first there at centre half forward for Essendon, can look up and's got a player on the lead. The kick was over the head of Harry Jones and D'Ambrosio. He's happy to escort that one to the boundary line.
Yep, happy to see it over the line.
Got Lloyd and Nick coming from the middle.
So we'll throw it in. Bomber forward 50 again here.
Boy, Nick.
Might be Sam.
Frost almost ready to come on. Grimshaw, the guy that'll take no further action, as Nat said. Knocked down from Meek. Impey's there too, was taken a little bit high with the right arm by Kako. And he'll get the free as a result in the back pocket. Deep in the back pocket here for the Hawks. So 7 minutes remaining in the half here. Been a much better quarter. You want to see them move it a bit quicker, Joey? The Hawks, or are you happy?
Well, at the moment they're just defending. When it's in there deep from their D50, it's hard to play with the speed that we normally see.
Handball comes out to Nash. There goes some run. Moore comes back inside to the square to Sicily. Had to get it off his toes, and he did it nicely, Sicily.
It was a nice long kick of the footy, but he decided to handball off because there's runners everywhere through the corridor. Aim on one of their preferred users, and that's why. Laces out Newcomb in the pocket. Moore runs over the top and gets rewarded. And he'll go back and take a deliberate shot. Right forward pocket, punt right in.
1 metre.
That was a mismatch in open play. I was keeping a close eye on Ben Mackay trying to defend John Newcomb. He had absolutely no idea what he was doing, Ben Mackay. Newcomb ran rings around him, got 10 metres of space.
2 steps around for Dylan Moore, and then he snaps on the left.
All clear.
His first score of the night, 8-4. Well, Hawthorn, 4-4 Essendon. 24 minutes gone, which leaves us 6 minutes before half-time. Bunnings trade scoreboard.
He's run back onto the ground, double hands in the air. He said, I'm here, everybody, watch me, I'm here. And then he's not sure where to go. He's going every which way. He's very excited to be out there, and why wouldn't he be? Down the line, pretty ordinary kick by Reid, goes out of bounds on the full. Free kick to Hawthorn on the northern wing to Josh Battle.
Move back 5.
Battle, short ball backwards. Scrimshaw. Hardwick, in fact, sorry. Hardwick, short ball, finds Newcomb. Newcomb, edge of the square. Wanting a back is Battle. Over on the northern wing, right in front of the Hawthorn interchange bench. Battle, a neat little ball to Amon. Amon marks almost at half forward. Now genuine half forward. Chipping ball finds Morrison. Morrison goes back to Amon. No one covered him as he went forward. He marked. He played on for the boundary. Centering ball here. Looking for Mabsy. Up they fly. Dersma was desperate. Funneled the handball to McGrath. He slipped over and had to concede the behind. And got the free. Umpire said no pressure nearby. Watson appealed. I thought he was only a couple of metres behind him.
Time on. Stand there. So he's had time and space.
And Merritt asking the question as well. I did feel like the man that was close to him was only 2 metres away. So Watson will come in and kick his third goal from point blank range, no problems at all. But that will be a decision that will be much discussed during the week. And that is a great example of why the players are always very, very nervous with that call, because they're not sure how it's going to be interpreted.
I'm happy to get someone to explain that training.
Just wondering if we can hear the umpire mics there, because I'm with you, BT. He was under pressure. Now, he wasn't at the start. He had time and space. But my understanding is that doesn't matter. Once a player closes him like Watson did, and Watson almost tackled him, my understanding is you are allowed under pressure to handball that ball through. Now, this umpire is saying, well, initially you had time and space, but I'm not sure that is the correct ruling.
When he went to the action of doing it,
he was under pressure. Yeah. So I think a player has the right, and you're right, this is why players are confused and why they...
He was actually...
So there he is, he's twisted his turn, he went to run, he slipped. Watson was almost tackling him, so I think he has every right to handball that through.
McDonald's and Ream Hotwater, Triple M Rocks footy. Even when he first got the footy, Andrew McGrath, Watson was only a couple of metres away. Well, it's given Hawthorn a 30-point lead, and now they've kicked 2 in a row after the Bombers kicked 3 of their own. Clever little knock-up with a foot by Moore to Ginnivan. Kicked a low ball inside the attacking area. Redmond, that bounced off the chest of Mackay. Get a little lucky. Redmond's going to get a free kick. Now for Bob Jane Teamarts. How's Jack Scrimshaw going down there?
Yeah, just got confirmation from the Hawks that it's actually concussion for Jack Scrimshaw, so that's why he's been subbed out of the game. He'll definitely miss that game against Carlton next week, but you do suspect that there might be something broken in that poor face of his, so we'll find out more.
Ball comes to McGrath. A strange little period of the game here. Dylan Shield able to flick it up, but Mark has been savaged by Morrison. Got the ball away, did well, but the umpire said not in time. So a free kick for persistence there for Morrison. Quick little short ball finds McDonald. McDonald plays on low ball. Mark taken here. And it is Hardwick. Hardwick down low, 45 out directly in front.
Well, they might feel a bit hard done by at the moment. Essendon, Nick Watson, maybe did hold on to it for too long. They are trying to clamp down on how long you do get to get rid of the footy. Maybe if his name was Paddy Cripps or Clayton Oliver, he might have got that bit of extra time, but he was pinged holding the ball, and then on the turnover, Hardwick was inside 50 all on his own.
Not a renowned goal kicker, but at least straight in his career. 19-8 Hardwick. Pretty good from the set shot. This one from exactly 50 metres out. Distance not a problem, accuracy not a problem. He has got 2. So it's starting to mount up now, the pressure on the Bombers as we near the half-time break. 10-4-64 the Hawks to Essendon 4-4-28 on the Bunnings trade scoreboard.
Well, he's just a really nice exponent of the drop punt, isn't he?
Yep.
Hardwick, that's all it is. Kick the ball straight from point A to point B, and we'll go through the goals. And he's got a couple. And they just had a couple of jittery moments there, Essendon, that allowed the Hawks to get a couple of goals now, and it's been their senior players. McGrath gave away the previous goal. He also dropped the mark, had a fumble. Ben Mackay had a fumble a moment ago, and then Dylan Shield. So 3 of their senior players in the back half can't afford these sort of fumbles and mistakes to open the door for this Hawthorn side that'll punish you every time.
So the Hawks' last 5 clearances, last 4 inside 50s. You can look at the kicking efficiency, 84% to Hawthorn, 63 to the Bombers.
36 points is a game-high lead right now for McDonald's and Ream Hotwater. Triple M Rocks footy. Newcomb was almost away out of the centre. Good run-down tackle by Caldwell. He's playing a bit of a lone hand for Essendon in the first half, or alongside Zach Merritt, I should say. Harry Jones marks, and then a little kick to Nick Bryan, who's 55 metres out from goal. He's got a lead on in the pocket. That's a better build-up. And Archie Perkins marks on his hands and knees.
Harry with me.
Tucked away in the right forward pocket, City in.
How many's he had today? Ash Perkins?
2 handballs.
Thank you.
Just a good kick from Nick Bryant. He saw Perkins make the lead. There was still a player in front, but he just put it to space enough for Perkins to run into. So well done from the young ruck.
Got the 3 votes when they played in round 2 last year. 24 goals and 24 disposals, I should say, and 2 goals. This is tough from the pocket. He kicks a banana that goes wide and never comes back. His first kick of the night. It's a 35-point lead of the Hawks on the Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard.
And nearing the half-time break as well, Jack. Just 2 minutes. The boards are being held up on the bench.
Move it on, play on.
Sicily from fullback kicks it out.
Left and right.
High ball to the northern side. Joel from the back. Over the top of 2 biggies, takes a nice grab. And a beautiful chip there as well to Moore. He plays on with a handball out the back door to McDonald. McDonald did a little one on the half, skip there to Hardwick. Got rid of it in the nick of time. D'Ambrosio, I thought he threw it out. McDonald with a little kick out wide. Can Moore keep it alive? No. Came off above the knee. And will be a boundary throw in deep in the dangerous Hawthorn punt road end. On the Triple M scoreboard, 29 plays 64. That's a 35-point advantage for the Hawks.
Minute 40 before half-time. Hawks in control. Watson hunting again. Sort of throws the head back. Umpires are pretty aware to those sorts of players now, and they don't show a lot of leniency. Umpire Martin Roger, quick to throw it up. 45 metres away from Hawthorn's goal. Caldwell was stripped. Nice hands, McKenzie. And then Meek bodied off the ball. Caldwell goes again. Merritt will have to be quick with his kick. It wasn't a great one. 50-50 ball on the wing. Ricochets off the shins of Langford. Sicily cleans it up. He's got Battle. And now Josh Ward, who's been good as an inclusion tonight. And again, Hawthorn could push forward with a minute to go.
See, Barras and Battle, the 2 best recruits of the year. Gotta be. Talk about an instant backline as Impey goes pounding inside 50. Watson had the jump. It got out over the back, which is always danger for the Bombers. Redmond and Ridley tidy it up together. Ridley, big kick back, but Amon should get on the end of this. Jumps over the top of Shield with pure athleticism. Ball knocked down, and here goes Durham. Durham from halfback, looking for and finding Caddy, and Caddy takes, I think, his first mark of the night. Ash. He played on. There was no one further afield though. Sicily will get back and he'll clean this up to Frosty. Oh boy! Oh boy! Frosty didn't know what to do. Instead of running either way or any way, he just stood in the one spot and slipped over. And he's got a free, Frosty.
Got away with that, Frosty. Again, didn't look a lot of contact on the Harvey Norman replay.
Barras flies on the wings. Hawks fans love seeing him in the brown and gold. That's a good grab. And the half-time siren will sound with Hawthorn taking a 35-point lead into the main break. The Bombers made a little run in that second quarter, but Hawthorn finished strong with 2 late goals. 10-4-64 to 4-5-29 here at the Triple MCG. Brian Taylor, Joey Montagna, Ash Chua, Nat Unides and Jack Heverin with you for Friday Night Footy. And for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Bunnings Trade. Load up on landscaping at Bunnings Trade.
For Ream Hot Water,
Triple M rocks footy.
built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream. Here we go!
It's the Mitsubishi Motors factory clearance, and you're good to go with a $3,000 bonus on Trident models. Plus, score up to $2,000 in customer loyalty bonus. That's up to $5,000 off your driveway price, so you can go adventuring. All backed by Australia's first 10-year warranty with 10 years cap price servicing. You're good to go with Mitsubishi. T's and C's apply. Visit the Mitsubishi Motors website for details.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her. Handsome. Nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank and would never understand her business. Red Z knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from Red Z. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. RedZ, backing those who back themselves. Australian credit licence 311128.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Seabus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong, long-term returns for after the final whistle. Seabus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Seabus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Pocket even more savings at Bob Jane T-Marts. We've got Bridgestone free, Yokohama free, Kumo free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Get up to $150 instant cashback on selected Pirelli and Bridgestone tyres. Plus receive an e-gift card up to $150 when you buy 4 selected BF Goodrich tyres. Give us a call or shop online today. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
Go Harvey Norman for the hottest deals on the best brands in tech. Right now, up to 20% off Lenovo and Acer computers, like the Acer Aspire Go, now below $348, save $150. Or save $230 on the Core i5 Acer Aspire Go, now $668. Get in quick and grab a bargain on powerful Lenovo IdeaPad with 16GB RAM and 1TB storage, now $998 while stocks last. Harvey Norman, best brands, best range, best prices guaranteed. Conditions apply.
Go! Here we go! It's the Mitsubishi Motors factory clearance, and you're good to go with a $3,000 bonus on Trident models. Plus, score up to $2,000 in customer loyalty bonus. That's up to $5,000 off your driveway price, so you can go adventuring. All backed by Australia's first 10-year warranty with 10 years cap price servicing. You're good to go with Mitsubishi. T's and C's apply. Visit the Mitsubishi Motors website for details.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her, handsome, nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank and would never understand her business. RedZ knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from RedZ. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. RedZ, backing those who back themselves. Australian credit licence 311128.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This halftime break for Specsavers Audiology. Rediscover the joy of everyday sounds with a Specsavers hearing expert today.
This is the halftime break for Specsavers Audiology. Specsavers Audiology. Rediscover the joy of everyday sounds with a Specsavers hearing expert today from McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy from the MCG, and it has been all Hawthorn so far in this first half of this round one encounter between the old rivals. 10-4-64. Hawthorn currently leading Essendon 4-5-29 by 35 points. It has been, regardless of the one-way traffic, an entertaining encounter for all of the stats. Let's get to the two-man.
Thanks, Nat. Hawthorn leading the inside 50s by +7, 32-25, but they're going at 34% goal scoring efficiency. 10 majors from those 32 entries. Now that's 11 above the league average. And you look at their efficiency by foot, 20% differential, 83%, V Bombers at 63, but it's their ball movement from defensive 50 to inside 50 where they're causing a lot of damage. They've had 17 chains from their D50 and they've put it inside 50 on 8 occasions. That's just under 50%. The league average is 23, and they've kicked 2 goals as well from their defensive 50. Even though the Bombers and that, they're winning the clearances, but Hawthorn have actually outscored them from that particular source. 4-3-27 to the Bombers at 3-5-23. But individually, Jai Cordwell, he's the lone hand along with Zach Merritt for the Bombers. Cordwell's had 21 disposals, 12 contested balls, 6 clearances and 7 tackles. Merritt's had 14 and kicked a major. Kako on debut, 7 touches and a goal. But these are the low numbers for Essendon. Martin 9 was averaging 28 last year, and just the youngsters. Sardis 5, Hobbs 3, and Archie Perkins also just a 3. Over to the Hawthorn, Nash and Newcombe have had 15 disposals each. Amon, 15 touches, 360 metres gained, 7 inside 50s, and Tom Barrass, 11 possessions and 7 intercepts.
Yeah, it's all pretty comprehensive, isn't it, Joey? I mean, it's all been Hawthorn in that first half. There was a moment where Essendon looked like they were going to come back with 3 goals in that second term, but since then the Hawks have really taken over.
So I just corrected Two-Man on a mistake, which is unusual from the stat member. That's all right. Not a big. Wasn't a biggie. Your points were still spot on that. No, you're right. Look, the two numbers that stand out to me, and it was a focus coming into the season and a focus that I mentioned off the top coming into this game, Essendon's ability to defend. And the two facets where they haven't been able to do it under Brad Scott the previous 2 years is defend ball movement and defend when it's in their back 50. And both those numbers that Shoeman said, they're conceding basically a D50 into Hawthorn's inside 50, 1 in 2, which is way too high. It should be more near 1 in 3, 1 in 4. And same when it goes inside their defensive 50, Essendon, they're almost going at 50%. Hawks have scored 14 times out of 29 entries. Again, that is way too high. So their defence is just not stingy enough. They're just not tight enough on their man. I'm watching them out here. They want to play a 1v1 defence, but there's always one bomber who doesn't have a man, who's sort of lost or caught in no man's land. And Hawthorn are so good at just finding that free player, and they're picking their way through. And then when it does go inside defensive 50 for Essendon, the Hawks smalls are a bit too lively at ground level. They're a bit too nimble. So Ben Mackay, Zach Reid, even a little bit of Ridley. You saw Draper give away a free kick. The talls are just getting caught out. So it's a bit of a mismatch at the moment. Essendon had a bit of control at the start of the quarter off the back of their clearance and contested ball. But really, once it gets into open play, as we've said, and it's the uncontested game, Hawthorn are just far superior.
I promised myself that coming up here at half-time, I wouldn't make this a pile-on about the Bombers. My phone's been blowing up. Essendon fans aren't happy. They've already written off the year, pretty similar to what happened with Carlton last night. But I do have to ask, can you see what they are trying to create? Can you see the sprouts of a game plan? Because it looks like chaos out there.
Yeah, not really, Nat. No, I said it at quarter time, and it's probably still the same. It is clear watching there is one team that know exactly what they're doing, Hawthorn, how they want to defend, how they try and free up a defender to intercept, whether it's Barras or Sicily, how they want to move the footy. Their half forwards get up and spread out to the wings, and they get on their bike and they either use them or they come back into the corridor and they go into an open forward line. Essendon, like even at one stage we saw them switch the ball around, but they didn't know whether they were switching to then go forward or whether they were switching to draw out the Hawthorn defenders and pick their way through. They still have a fair bit of work to do from what I've seen in this first half, both sides of the ball, Essendon. Their contest and clearance game has been a strength, and Shoeman mentioned Caldwell and Merritt, and that's been the shining light. But once the game turns into the transition phase or the uncontested phase, Hawthorn are just far too superior and are all on the same page.
You said in that first term, I think, that both teams have a similar skill.
Yeah,
level,
talent-wise, player for player.
Similar. So how much of it is Brad Scott being out-coached by Steve?
Yeah, it's system. It is. It's system. It's being on the same page with one another. It's knowing what each other's doing and being really clear on what these teams are trying to do. Essendon doesn't look like it. For me, I'm sure they do have a plan, but it's hard to really see it from sitting up here. And defensively, I just want to see them be a bit more desperate, a bit more stingy, closer to their men. You know, Dylan Shield at times has let his opponents get free. We've mentioned Ben Mackay's been lost a couple of times, which we know he can do. So that's making it really hard for Essendon as well.
Hawthorn are a confidence team. We know that, and we've seen that again tonight. Nick Watson's got 3 goals. Ginnivan's got a couple as well. That forward line does seem to be humming, and they've still got Mitch Lewis to come back into that fray as well.
Yeah, they're doing it without any tools, really. Again, I'll have a look at Marbiel Chol's numbers. What's he had, Chew? Just
so 4 touches.
4 touches.
3 marks and a goal.
He has kicked 1 goal, but he doesn't really loom threatening. It's just, again, they've rested Newcombe down there. They've rested Will Day. Hardwick's look better tonight, so it's these dangerous sort of mid to smalls that are getting it done, and they are. They're energy players. They all love getting in the act, and they all look lively when the ball goes inside their forward 50.
Yeah, and they are an entertaining side, and you can see why their fans. I still think that there's 80,000. There's been a bit of a pile on about whether or not the MCG is that full today, but you know it's pretty loud down there, and they are enjoying the show. Hey, we have seen a couple of mistakes though, particularly from the Essendon team, and maybe in this box as well, but luckily when clangers happen, it's lucky you're with Amy.
And that, Tommy, Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
Contested possessions. Sorry about that.
That's all right. I thought it was my wife whispering in my ear for a moment.
Oh, about contested possession.
Yeah.
Push the wrong button, Chew, did you? Is that what happened there?
Yeah, I've only been doing this for 24 years. That sounded a bit creepy, didn't it?
The concern was, I don't even think you were talking to anyone. I think it was you were just talking to yourself.
I feel
I was looping.
possessions.
I feel a little bit bad because
What?
that was the stat that I wanted.
Oh,
so
was
that
it?
was the reason
That's all right.
I was being asked
No.
for it. So it's a group clanger.
Easy. I'm prepared to take it.
We're a
The hit.
team here, too, man.
That's
so
it.
we're
I like
going
it.
to take it. Hey, this is the halftime break for Specsavers Audiology. Specsavers Audiology. Rediscover the joy of everyday sounds with the Specsavers hearing expert today. It is halftime here at the G, and it is Hawthorn leading Essendon by 35 points. More after the break.
That halftime break for Specsavers Audiology. Rediscover the joy of everyday sounds with the Specsavers hearing expert today.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
Geez, they're working hard out there. And to all you Cbus members kicking back, enjoying the game, just know that your super fund is working hard for you too, securing strong long-term returns for the retirement that you've earned. Cbus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TMD to decide if Cbus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Pocket even more savings at Bob Jane T-Marts. We've got Bridgestone free, Yokohama free, Kumo free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Get up to $150 instant cashback on selected Pirelli and Bridgestone tyres. Plus receive an e-gift card up to $150 when you buy 4 selected BF Goodrich tyres. Give us a call or shop online today. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Cbus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong long-term returns for after the final whistle. Cbus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TMD to decide if Cbus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Go Harvey Norman for the hottest deals on the best brands in tech. Right now, up to 20% off Lenovo and Acer computers, like the Acer Aspire Go, now below $348, save $150. Or save $230 on the Core i5 Acer Aspire Go, now $668. Get in quick and grab a bargain on powerful Lenovo IdeaPad with 16 gig RAM and 1 terabyte storage, now $998 while stocks last. Harvey Norman, best brands, best range, best prices guaranteed. Conditions apply.
Go!
Here we go! It's the Mitsubishi Motors factory clearance, and you're good to go with a $3,000 bonus on Trident models. Plus, score up to $2,000 in customer loyalty bonus. That's up to $5,000 off your driveway price, so you can go adventuring. All backed by Australia's first 10-year warranty with 10 years cap price servicing. You're good to go with Mitsubishi. T's and C's apply. Visit the Mitsubishi Motors website for details.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her. Handsome. Nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank and would never understand her business. RedZ knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from RedZ. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. RedZ. Backing those who back themselves. Australian credit licence 311128.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Cbus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong long-term returns for after the final whistle. Cbus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TMD to decide if Cbus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Pocket even more savings at Bob Jane T-Marts. We've got Bridgestone free, Yokohama free, Kumo free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Get up to $150 instant cashback on selected Pirelli and Bridgestone tyres. Plus receive an e-gift card up to $150 when you buy 4 selected BF Goodrich tyres. Give us a call or shop online today. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Titanium Caravans. Stay off-road and off-grid for longer with a luxurious titanium caravan. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
35 points is Hawthorn's lead at halftime. 10-4-64 to the Bombers. 4-5-29. Brian Taylor Joey Montagna, Jack Heverin, Ash Chua, and Nat Unides with you for Friday Night Footy with thanks to McDonald's. The new AFL Happy Meal is here with 18 unique bag clips to collect, available 10:30 a.m. to midnight while stocks last for a limited time only.
You ever brought one?
What's that?
Ever bought a Happy Meal?
Yep, for the kids all the time.
All the time. Kids love them.
Pretty much every Tuesday after swimming, BT. They do swimming back to back, and
Just love it, the kids.
Mum and I can't be asked cooking, so we just take them through Macca's.
Very
on the way
easy,
home.
isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
So do
They
I.
love it.
I prefer
Good
the
value.
2 fillet of fish and the 2 McChickens.
Fillet of fish.
Two of those
Yeah.
and 2 McChickens.
Okay.
That's sort of a mouthful in each one of those. And large fries.
Well, you might need to do that on the way home tonight because we finished half time. We went out the back just to try and just get it, just a little sustenance. Doesn't have to be a lot, but just something to get us through the second half of the game. And by the time we got out to the back of the media area here at the beautiful MCG, there was a line longer than what there would have been for when One Direction tickets went on sale.
And I didn't know anyone in the line. There were people out there, I'm sure. Well, I don't even know whether they're people. Because...
What are they?
Brian, I was thinking...
Who are they?
The catering can maybe lift a little bit here at
Well,
MCG. You're the one that has the pull around
There's
here.
now 2 networks doing footy, right? So there's double the people. There's an extra 100 people here in the media centre. And I don't reckon the food output has gone up one bit.
Couldn't get a sandwich when I first arrived. I had to do the first break with Nat, and then I had no chance when I went out there just to find a little party pie or sausage roll. There was no chance.
Have a listen to us.
So we're having a listen. Well, we're hungry.
Oh, I'm starving now.
When you're hungry, you get emotional and irrational, and we just wanted something.
Bit grumpy.
If this call sort of falls off the cliff in the second half, you can blame the 28 people that work for footy clubs.
Put your hand in your pocket and go buy Red Rooster.
I was just thinking that. Can we get McDonald's,
Macca's?
Macca's, Uber Eats? Can we get Macca's delivered up here?
Can we actually get the Uber Eats guy up through security up the stairs to drop the McFlurry off on the way home?
We'll try it one day.
So both teams back out there, Joey. What would have been the key message for Brad Scott at halftime? Because there are a couple of little patches where they looked all right.
Yeah, when they win contest and clearance and were able to get the ball in their forward half, they still look dangerous with their inside their forward 50, and we know that they are always generally able to threaten with scoring. Kako and Caddy have done some nice things. Merritt, when he gets the ball in his hands, Durham as well. But when it's not in their hands and Hawthorn start the rebound, Essendon just look lost. They just aren't all quite on the same page. They want to play a 1v1 defence, but you look up and there's always one Essendon player that doesn't have his man, as I was just saying before. And Hawthorn are too good at just finding the free player, picking them apart, getting the ball inside their 50, and then their smalls, the small forward line they're playing with are just a bit too nimble for Zach Reid, Mackay.
Have a look how small they are.
Yeah, well, it's Marbiol Chol, and then you've got 5 sort of guys that are under 185 centimetres. So that is threatening. So you can look at it as a negative, and maybe I touched on it pre-game thinking, are the tools for Hawthorn going to get the job done? But maybe it's just a real strength that when the ball gets to ground level, all of them are lively and dangerous. So Essendon need to tighten up defensively. They need to keep dominating clearance to try and play it in their forward half. That's their best chance.
Third quarter not too far away with thanks to Titanium Caravans. If you're looking for a luxurious, tough off-road caravan, explore Australia like never before in a Titanium Caravan where rugged durability meets premium comfort, BT.
I live on the Great Ocean Road at Lorne, and I see every car that comes past, and the amount of titaniums that have gone past has been unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Make your next caravan a Titanium Caravan. Hawks by 35 points. BT.
None have turned right, though.
They're not allowed to.
No. We're ready to go. Second half of footy. 35-point Hawthorn lead. Draper doing the ruck work in the middle. Got it to Durham. Swift handball in the direction of Merritt. Umpire lets it go. Shield was there trying to work it forward with Cordwell. Come out the back door with McGuinness. A handball. A little one there to Mackenzie. He went forward with a kick. Bombers are all over it. Harry Mackay's been a little indifferent tonight. Redmond picks up the little loose ball, and he finds an opportunity with Martin. So Martin for the Bombers. He a jack at half back.
So let's see what they're trying to do with their ball movement here, Essendon, because even Martin's not sure if he wants to switch or go long down the line.
Had nothing to go with in the end, so down the line is the option that he goes with, Joey, to a pack situation. Nice mark by Caddy.
Stand! Play on!
Didn't see a lot of him in the first half. Gets back over his mark, and Langford's got a one-on-one inside forward 50. Frost was holding.
Had your arm around him.
Umpire was there on the spot. We'll take a look at it on the Harvey Norman replay.
Time back on, Stan.
Maybe enough there to warrant a free kick. The arms around from Frost, but it really took a terrific contested mark from Nate Caddy to generate something out of that passage of play because they had nothing on offence, but the kid beat two Hawks and then saw it was a one-on-one, wheeled and got it in quickly and gave Langford a chance.
He's been their leading goal kicker the last 2 years, Kyle Langford, 43 of them. In 2024, 45 metres out, 45-degree angle. He nurses it home. They get the all-important first of the third quarter. 5-5-35 to 10-4-64 as Langford gets his second. Nat Unides, Bob Jane teammates.
Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse for Essendon in defence, Jordan Ridley's actually been subbed out of the game with concussion. Now, he had an incident with Jack Scrimshaw earlier in that second term before Scrimshaw ended up going off with concussion in a different incident. So Jordan Ridley has now come off the field. Jade Gresham has been subbed on.
No, it's a shame for Jordan Ridley. He just cannot get a clean run at it. He's only played the 26 games the last 2 seasons. Only 23 of them has he actually completed. He's come off injured in 3 of those games, and once again, to start this season, not of his own doing, because of a hit from Scrimshaw, which I'm sure will be looked at.
Yep. Brick wall style hit. Bounces recalled in the middle. First bad one for tonight. We'll do it all again. Bit of a hushed MCG here at the moment. Free kick awarded to the Bombers and the advantage out of the middle. Cordwell goes direct, Sicily in front. Did his opponent as a result of that in the last line of defence here for the Hawks, Jack.
Swung forward in the last quarter in Sydney last Friday night, kicked a goal. Staying back for now. Lloyd Meek marks down low, right half back for Hawthorn. 29 points is their lead. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Aim on. Normally a beautiful kick. That's not his best one. Intercepted by Perkins, who stands a couple of metres away from the centre circle here at the Triple MCG. And a beautiful night for footy. Big crowd. Lots of noise. Redmond kept it low. Meek bashed it away, and then Perkins had a fumble. McDonald has to wait under it for the Hawks. McKenzie slices through. Nice to Sicily.
He does. Sicily now with a handball out wide. Battle had to go back and find it though. Then there was pressure all about. Dursman's got on the end of it. Somehow got ball under boot and did well. Not to be penalised. Martin was tackled high by McKenzie. Sam Mitchell on our screen here, not all that happy. Into the middle it goes to McGrath. McGrath gave it to Shield. Shield to Kako. Kako marks 52 out. Turns, little chip into the pocket, here comes the big fella. High ball for Draper, couldn't take it in the air, there's no front and centre there. He tries the soccer skills, it spills, Gresham, the sub, got it to Darrell, who gloved it magnificently. Draper around the corner, right foot snap over his shoulder, to no avail, and now Dursma, another opportunity, this time Merritt, touched off boot, Gresham again, got aim on high. Umpire couldn't see it, ball up in the forward pocket here for the Bombers.
Good energy here by Essendon, forward half pressure.
Started guys, watch my line.
83% of the ball inside their forward half so far this quarter.
4 minutes played. Draper out of the ruck, snaps on the left. And kicks his second behind of the night, but it's been a good start to the third quarter for the Bombers. A goal and a behind from it. They cut the margin to 28 points. It's on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Play on.
Sicily. Beautiful weighted kick to Battle. Did not have to break stride.
That was a set play from the kick in. It was magnificent.
And that's why the silence, we were in awe. As Mackay takes an offensive mark at half back.
The Hawks all pulled to one side, BT, and then Battle just took off, and the kick from Sicily was brilliant.
Beautiful. Pull that out for one of those 55,000 shows that are on during the week.
Already noted.
And we'll have a look at it 36 times. Jack, I can't wait for the 36th time, as particularly. So the ball out wide here with the Hawks in the hands of McDonald. He's 55 metres near the boundary line. Northern pocket at the city end, if you know where we are. Kick right to the top of the square. Nabsy can't break loose from his man. Ball knocked down in front, picked up by Newcomb, snap over the shoulder, missed. Minor score, 65 plays 36 in favour of the Hawks on the Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Who's finding it this third quarter, Ash, Red Z Lending?
Well, collectively, the Bombers are. They're up At one stage up by plus 11 in terms of disposals, 21-10. Good news as well, they're winning the territory battle, 4 inside 50s to 2.
That's the two man for Red Z Lending here early today, doing all of his prep, all of his research.
He's very happy these days.
Went to the library.
Stopped by the library, didn't you, Ash? What does one do in the library here at the MCG?
Have a bit of a kip, a bit of a snooze, coupled with research.
Geeks it out in there.
Yep. It all starts to make sense now as soon as he said snooze. Frost, never quite know what's going to happen. He bit off more than he could chew that time. Turnover at half-back. Gresham's into the game, as Nat told us, as the sub. An interesting switch laterally. Luckily for the Bombers, Harry Jones marks and has Caldwell over the top. He's 60 metres out. Hard against the boundary line is Caddy. He fumbles the mark and out of bounds. Throw in. Left forward pocket at the punt road end. It's the Bombers who trail by 29 points. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Pitch the library, 10 chairs lined up, leather, beautiful, old, antique-y, and 9 old men and 1 young guy in ash with their heads back just... And they sit there for about an hour and they do not speak one word to each other. It is the most unbelievable social relationship that I've ever seen in my life. There's Dane with a little handball out to McGuinness. McGuinness now from half back, got a long ball. Hardwick at the back, they all went early. Hardwick stayed down and marked it. No, free kick. It'll go the opposite way. It'll go to Nick Martin, I think. No, it's not. It is Pryor. So Pryor's got it with a left foot into the middle to Perkins, who had a very quiet first half. He plays on, got someone out wide here. I think it's Dersma, took the mark, played on. Little hand on it there, was meant for Kako. The ricochet rebound got him. Barasti sat on him. Barasti just sat on Kako. And we'll have a ball up inside 50 for the Bombers.
Certainly moving the ball better this quarter. Essendon definitely trying to change the angles and switch it to the open side, which has been working.
Joey Montagna on Triple M footy. Seabus Super special comments. Langford started the third quarter well to Gresham, running away from goal. He hoists it back over his shoulder.
Okay.
And Caddy drops that mark and out of bounds again. Throw in. Left forward pocket.
Wait and Sam, thank you.
Hawthorn's biggest lead in the game was 36 points just before half time. Bombers are working their way back into the game now. Good energy. Coming out of this half-time break. Day kicks it off the ground, doesn't clear the area. A flying shot from Merritt. And that's out of bounds on the 4.
Back to the 9.
The free kick will come back into play here
Outside
by Ward.
5.
Deep in the back pocket.
Another 1 metre, another metre.
Yes, it's an interesting place, the MCG library.
Who can get into the library?
Anyone.
Really?
Yep. It's a wonderful place to go, actually, if you're, strangely enough, looking for a book. Here's Newcomb. Who'd have thought? Goes out wide, over the line, out of bounds. And,
Did you know, Chuck, that the MCG had a library?
Yeah, I've just never been.
Beautiful panoramic views of the city.
Right.
Magnificent.
You've never been?
How do you get into?
Boyd, hey.
I can't give away my trade secrets.
Very
They've opened up a can of worms.
Very non-member chairman.
I've been going there for years.
Gets in there, but
Lovely people.
Taylor Diaries in there as well. Nash around the corner, high footy. Taken here by the Bombers.
Oh, the Taylor Diaries are in there, are they?
Takes them up.
Oh, hello.
You can just put them over the top here while you have a little snore fest. Mark taken by Sardis. Is that his first touch, Ash?
He's only had 5 touches.
Along the ground. Here go the Bombers. They're starting to build something here now. Perkins got it back inside. Little handball from Hobbs. Goes to Jones. Right foot. Inside out. Banana. Got it. Jones kicks the goal. 2 in a row again. The Bombers' little mini comeback here. It's on again. 42 plays 65 on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Well, they're moving the ball certainly much better, Essendon. It just looks better. They're going into the corridor. They're finding a bit more space. They're taking the game on. And I think right at the moment they'd feel like they're in this contest. They've certainly had the better of the third quarter. And they look lively. Gresham's come on and had some real impact as the sub since Ridley's gone out of it. Caldwell continues to work hard. And they've just got a bit of momentum going for themselves at the moment.
Yeah, they've had 6 change, Joey. That's from the defensive half of the ground, but they've put it inside 50 on 4 occasions as well.
23, there's not much in it.
No. We saw Richmond run down a 41-point deficit last night. Time for the Bombers to have their turn tonight for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water Triple M Rocks footy. Bryant's playing a good role in the ruck. Tap down to Caldwell. His kick goes off the side of the boot to the broadcast wing. Morrison drops the mark. He's got Connor Nash riding shotgun and long to half forward. Chol playing from behind. Reed spikes that ball out of bounds.
One of the other things you can get is you can go and have a look at one of the only complete collections of Wisden Cricketers' Almanac.
All right.
I think it's about 100 editions, Ash.
Yeah, it would be.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
And I think there are only 3 or 4 full collections in Australia, a few more around the world. But that is here at the MCG Library. Here is the little one off the ground by Merritt. Disappointed with himself, and he's been pinged for deliberate here. On the wing. Sicily's ball.
Stand on the line, mate. Stand.
They're in a cabinet, of course. You can't read them. You can just look at them.
Look at them. Yep.
A little bit museum-y. Here's Sicily. High ball down the line. Naps! Both Dukes landed splat on the ground and went sliding like a fish. And here he is now to sharpen things up again for the Hawks from 40 metres out.
That's a good grab from Mabior. I don't see that too often, really charging out, full-chested, arms extended, pressure from behind from Zach Reed, but sticky mitts, really good grab.
This to upset the little run of the Bombers. So it is a big kick for the Hawks. It favours the left foot of Mabior Chol. City end pocket, MCC members side. Left foot, kicker 45 metres. Loafs in, has missed. To the right-hand side, he does everything in slow motion. 42 plays 66.
Wasn't it slow?
He conserves his energy for the things that are most important to Maps.
If he was a flywheel, he certainly wouldn't have any momentum.
Pryor.
You guys don't even know what a flywheel
Kicks up to the wing. I'm assuming it's fishing related. Is that right?
No, it's in a car. A flywheel. It's the big heavy thing on the front with cogs and it spins around with the engine up and down with the pistons.
Okay. I haven't got one in my electric vehicle, I don't think.
No, normally aspirated.
Martin to McGrath, and now Pryor again. They start to try and make the ground nice and big. Long to Dersma on the wing. Wasn't able to bring the mark down. Good contest by D'Ambrosio. Both teams out there fighting hard at the moment. It's gone up a notch in this third quarter. 24 points the difference now. Much better from Essendon.
Got a ball up, neutral territory on the wing. Shane Warnstand right in front of it. Brian wins the knock. Gee, Day's had a quiet one, Ash.
10 touches.
Newcomb, not too bad, I guess. Everyone out wide. And this will be a McGrath free. So the ball being played between the arcs here at the moment.
High five. Thanks, Dylan.
And really, the Bombers are the winners because it's 2 goals to zip in this quarter for them.
Yeah, disposals this quarter, Chief. Feels like Essendon had a lot more footy.
Yeah, twice as many, 56 to 28.
Here's Caddy, takes a nice mark. Half forward. Wants to get on with it and does. With a lower ball, here comes Langford. Both hands on it, dropped the mark. He probably should have reeled in. Dersma got it to Merritt. Merritt back on his left. Little gimme ball in there looking for Perkins, stolen by Day. And Day takes the defensive mark for the Hawks and just says, no, let's slow things down and get it right.
Nat Unides, Bob Jane teammates.
Just get the sense that this game has gone up a notch. Well, so too does Sam Mitchell, because he's actually come down to watch the rest of this from the bench.
Yeah, he wouldn't probably be happy with what he's seen this third quarter. They're still in control, and you just feel, though, only got to break them open once here, Hawthorn, to stifle the momentum.
Sicily up the line. That kick was in the air for a while. Newcomb did really well. Couldn't mark, but paddled it to his own advantage and then runs to 40. Great kick into space for Chol. Individual brilliance from Jai Newcomb.
Just ran harder from the contest on the wing. He took off Newcomb, put the head down. The kick from Sicily was to advantage. Had to win the contest, and then he's one of the best score involvement players in the competition, John Newcomb. It goes underrated because he probably looks unfashionable, but he is elite at setting up teammates.
Mabior Chol, he's in no rush.
Hate to go and do the shopping with him. Just make all day.
Kick to goal and 2 behinds. Just a couple of steps. 2 phones, 2 goals. $11,672 to 6,642. The Hawks just keep the Bombers at bay for now. Triple M, Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
I've just felt that way. Essendon, as we said, had dominated possession this quarter, but when Hawthorn got it in their hands, you still felt it was inevitable that they were going to score because of Essendon's real inability to defend. The ball movement from coast to coast, it wasn't anything too fancy from the Hawks. They just worked the wing line. As I said, Newcombe got goal side, and then he had enough composure. Again, it was Marbiel Chol getting split from Ben Mackay, who just gets caught ball watching far too often for a full back.
I wonder if he eats dinner that slow. Mabsy. Hate to be his potential wife, it'll take a while before he proposes. Back in the middle we go. Yep. What is it, 30 points?
Yep.
Clean 30-point margin at the moment. Ash, what's the stat sheets looking like?
Well, it's that ball movement again for Hawthorn. They've now kicked 3 goals from turnover from their D50.
Red Z leaning, Ash.
Essendon holding the man, advantage.
Free kick advantage, out of the middle they go. Merritt streaming through, long handball over the top. Found Hobbs. Hobbs goes even wider to Martin. Martin says go that away and I'll kick it low and hard and bullet-like to you. He did to Kako. Kako was very low and all he could do was jump on the footy and hold it up inside the attacking 50 here for the Bombers.
Area, Sam Lloyd.
As we tick up to 18 minutes in this third quarter. Draper whacks it towards the Bombers' goal. 30 players around this footy. 30 metres away. Essendon kicking to the punt road end.
Absolutely watching 60 minutes take him 120.
An oldie but a goodie, BT.
Thank you. Little zinger. Kick ricochet.
I didn't want to say.
No, yes you did.
And Lloyd.
11-6 to 6-6. I think he was sort of happy with that. I'd love the next one here, Essendon. Kako went bursting through off the stoppage. He slips from in the pocket. He is lively. 1 goal, 1 for the night. He's making some things happen.
Yeah, 9 disposals, 6 of those have been ground balls, most of them inside forward 50.
72-43 in favour of the Hawks. 2 goals to 1 in the quarter. Hawthorn have not been at their stunning best in this quarter, that is for sure. Long kick out wide. Picked up by Draper, did the ground level work. I tell you what, Hobbs didn't know there was a bump coming. Got sat on his backside. Ball to the top of the square. Caddy's there. Over the top is Barash. Rush through for the Hawks in the end. So 44 plays 72 in favour of Hawthorn. Carl Amon said, I'll take this kick in from fullback. And he does with a nicely placed one very wide to Sicily, just outside 50.
What are James Sicily's numbers tonight, Ash Chua, Red Z Lending?
Yep, 17 disposals. He's going at 92% efficiency. Beautiful. 12 kicks.
Yeah.
Points for the self-employed, REDZED.com.
And that one should have gone down as a good one as well.
That was a drop mark, that time by Harry Morrison.
So in the stat sheet, does that go down as an effective kick?
Yeah, it does, BT.
Right.
Kako kicks off the ground. That was clever. It was intended for Caldwell. Taken away from him by Gresham. Might still end up okay. Fist falls out the back. Into the waving arms of Archie Perkins, who was right place, right time. And it's 22 points the difference here at the MCG. 7-8 plays 11-6. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Yeah, fair to say a bit of luck in that goal, but sometimes you make your own luck. 11 inside 50s to 4 this quarter in favour of Essendon. So if they keep getting the ball inside 50, sometimes things just happen. It was Kako who hacked it out of mid-air. Gresham and Sardis almost collided. Shields' kick was a bit of a shank, but Barras got a fist on it. Frosty went through his legs, and then Archie Perkins just bobbed up in the right spot at the right time in the goal square. So, as I said, a lot of luck involved, but they're playing much better this quarter. They're just giving themselves some chances.
And Archie Perkins, only 3 disposals in the first half in this term. Second-rated play for the Bombers. 5 touches, 3 scoring involvements in the major.
Red Z Lenders, 22-point margin. 3 goal to 1 quarter here for the Bombers. 1 more goal to just get the fans excited and off their backsides. It'll take it the G. Good crowd in. Probably not the 80,000 they would have been hoping. Salas takes it out of the middle. Been a quietish night for him, but they'll need him involved if they can. Draper to Hobbs. Hobbs from 40 has a ping. He's very, very wide. Kicked it out of bounds on the full, so an opportunity missed. Hawks in the back pocket bring the ball back into play very, very quickly.
Can't allow the Hawks to transition to the other end here. They've got them hemmed in. They've got them one-on-one. They just need to force them to kick long down the line.
Not 15 from Amon, so he's going to get the ball back. Left back pocket.
They got that wish.
Kicks it long up the line. There'll be a push. Not sure there was that much in it. Nick Watson just over-accentuated the contact enough for the umpire to pay a free kick. Saw it on the Harvey Norman replay here at the MCG. So long ball. Kicks to an outnumber. Mackay in from the side. All the Hawks stayed down. Colin McDonald had it. Lost it. Went back and got it. Dished off the handball to Amon. And he's brought the ground immediately. Ball up. Outside wing. Hawks by 22 points. Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
They're fighting hard. They've found some spirit here, the Bombers. They're hanging in just by the skin of their teeth at the moment. Out wide is Sardis. Sardis kicks to Draper. Draper stood and tried to contest there. Kept the ball alive. Certainly didn't get outmarked. Well done in the end it was by Battle. Battle back to Sicily. Sicily's little kick not effective this time. 3 Bombers stay down. 1 Hawk went up. Little one here from Cordwell. Finds Martin, but is it out of bounds? I reckon it was, but it's not. And Impey is saying the same thing. I reckon it was 2 metres out of bounds. And it's been paid the mark within 20 metres.
5 metres.
For Martin, I think it is. Hard to say from that replay angle. Martin plays on left foot. Took it too much too early and a minor score only. So 51-72 it is in favour of the Hawks on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
One thing the Bombers are doing well, they're stopping Hawthorn's ability to intercept marks. And last week they took 22. We know it's a strength with Sicily, Battle, Barras. Just 7 tonight, only 2 in this third quarter. The forwards for Essendon are doing a great job competing, bringing the ball down to ground level, which is giving them a chance.
Joey Montagna for Seabus Super, making hard work pay off.
Stand now.
Holding pattern in this game. Hawthorn for the first time tonight don't really have it looking the way that they'd like it to be. Sicily was excellent. Couple of bites of the cherry, no mark at half-back. Gresham, handball was quick from Durham. From Dursmo, should say to Kako on the bounce. Picked up by Langford, who's done a hamstring.
Yep, he has.
He was able to get the handball away, but then he grabbed straight at the back of his leg. So bad news here for the Bombers. Nat Yanidis will keep an eye on that as the exit kicks marked by Caddy.
Yeah, he's definitely going to come from the ground. He's looked to the bench already. Langford in the meantime. Here they come. Redmond from 50 metres misses. So this will give Langford a chance to come off. Looks like a definite hamstring. He did it when he went down low to pick up the half volley ball. And he'll take no further part in the game. And that'll be a 3-week injury for him. So here is Day in the meantime. Off half-back gives Hawthorn an opening. Got the handball out here and away they go. Ginnivan's ball to half-forward is immediately marked here by Watson. Watson plays on around the corner. Got the little big kick over the top. Runs into an open goal here, Moore, and kicks it. Hawthorn get one against the grain. It was always danger, danger, danger. 12-6-78 the Hawks. The Bombers 7-10-52 on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Well, once again, it's Groundhog Day for Hawthorn when there's a ball out on the wing and they take a mark. Either one of the mids or half forwards just put their head down and get goal side on the Essendon defenders. This time it was Nick Watson. And we've seen that a number of times in this game. They've been able to get out the back of their opponents to get towards half forward and then they go into an open forward line. So whether it's by design or just Hawthorn's hard running, it has been a real feature in this game.
They've now generated 25 points from their D50, the Hawks. The AFL average is 15 for a game, and we haven't even hit three-quarter time.
Nat Yanidis, Bob Jane teammates.
A very dejected Kyle Langford has just gone straight down into the rooms. Like you guys said, you can assume he's not going to take any further part in this match with what looked like a hamstring injury. Of course, Essendon have already activated their sub, so they're 1 down on the bench.
For McDonald's and Ream Hotwater, Triple M Rocks footy.
On the ball.
Not good news for Essendon. They've done well to hang around in this game.
Stand.
One down for the remainder of the night. D'Ambrosio is rewarded with a good tackle. He'll be holding the ball. Former Bomber, 16 games. Now very much part of Hawthorn's best 22. He's kicked to half forward. Was picked off by Dylan Shield. Do you like him as a halfback flanker, Joey? Dylan Shield?
Not convinced yet.
Perkins inboard. Intelligent. Use to the footy. To Nick Martin. Essendon still inside the centre square here at the MCG.
Come out, keep coming.
Trail by 26 points. The Hawks have got back in numbers. They've got all but 4 of their players inside Essendon's forward 50. Shield tries to pierce a gap over the top of Sam Draper.
And that's probably why at halfback kicking.
He's not an elite kick.
Yeah.
And if you're not going to be a great defender, which he's not, you probably need to be elite by foot. I'd probably just rather someone a bit more stingy defensively, because still an issue. They've been scored against 18 times from just 34 entries, which again is far too high.
3 minutes left in the quarter. 78 plays 52 in favour of the Hawks. But the Bombers have got it deep in the forward line. Perkins kept it alive unbelievably. Everyone had stopped, including Perkins, thinking it was out. And the kick was allowed, but goes across the face, and we'll have another boundary throw in. Still very, very deep in the Bomber 50. Big chance to score. We've got a couple of minutes left here in the third quarter. A goal would be nice for the Bombers.
Don't hold.
Ruck work being done by Draper. Knocks it to the front. Kako kicks off the ground.
All clear.
Slips through the fingertips of Hardwick for another minor score for the Bombers. They edge closer, 25 points now. As we see Kyle Langford, that described him dejected down on the Essendon bench. Having a look at him on the Harvey Norman replay. That hamstring iced up. It doesn't look like it's a good one.
No, none of them are good. Here's battle out very, very wide. Plenty of Essendon players here in the contest. Watson flicked it out with a lovely handball to Ginnivan. Ginnivan sort of half handballed it to Amon. And then the kick very, very high. Watson flew over the top of Mackay, couldn't reel it in. It was a big fly, but nevertheless they had the ball through Ward. Bit of Pagan's paddock over the top again here for the Hawks. Working hard is McGuinness, and he's taken over the line, but the ball remains in and players jump on top of it. And we'll have a ball up very close to the boundary line, but inside the attacking 50 for the Hawks.
Harvey Norman replay. Nick Watson nearly knocked himself out, but it was on Brian the ruckman. He jumped onto his shoulders, pushed off to get separation, just couldn't bring it down.
And when he hit the ground, Watson, he actually bounced.
It's like a tennis ball. Bang, straight back up.
He's coming to the ground. Coming off the ground.
Stand there.
Dylan Moore takes a free kick. Caught high around the stoppage. Listen to the applause for Nick Watson. Very quickly become a fan favourite. Moore, one of their best finishers. He'll kick from just inside 50. Left forward pocket. He's all class. He's second of the quarter. And the lead's back out to 31 points for Hawthorn. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
He's just a bloody good player, isn't he, Chew-Man? What's he done tonight, Dylan Moore?
Yeah, 17 disposals, Joey, 3 score involvements and 2 goals won. He's playing his 72nd consecutive game. As you know, All-Australian last season, averaging 19 touches and kicked 36 majors.
So Nat, for Bob Jane T-Marks, they're checking Watson out, having a little bit of a look at the concussion, because he did hit his head on the ground fairly harshly.
Yeah, the Hawks doctors are just having a chat to him. It was a really awful incident. He bounced up literally when he hit the ground, but then he did bounce up figuratively to get off the field. So he looks okay, but as we know, these concussion symptoms can take a little while, and it was a heavy hit.
That head into the ground was a shocker, absolute shocker. Newcomb out of the middle, comes forward with a kick that's been marked in defence here, and the Bombers have got, a minute to do something about it on the scoreboard here. It's in the hands of someone that can do it, Merritt. He was trying to draw the 50 then. Little kick around the corner here, looking for Perkins. Perkins couldn't get it, didn't outstretch the arm, tried to take it on the chest. Handball comes back inside. Plenty of Bombers here. They just got a little hasty and got into the back of the Hawks. And a free kick will go the way of Carl Amons. Just overdid it. They were 3 or 4 to 1, and they were heading goal bound. And they gave away an unnecessary free. Ball out wide to Hardwick.
Still time for them. 40 seconds before the siren. Hardwick keeps a low drilling ball to half forward. There's a whistle for some holding.
Dylan Moore, Hawthorn.
It'll be Dylan Moore's.
Hold on, stand.
Slightly outside his range. He looks for the kick that's barely travelled 15 to Ginnivan. It's a 45-degree angle, perhaps a little worse than that. Man on the mark, 48 metres away from goal.
This might be Torpy time if the siren goes. He's the type of player that might want to pin the ears back.
Clock down to 7 seconds. It's going to take Jack Ginnivan's absolute best from here. That's out to the right, and it will just sneak through for a behind. They lead by 32 points with a quarter to play, the Hawks. 13-7-85 to 7-11-53. They're in control with a quarter remaining here at the MCG. BT's here, Joey's here. Two-man, Nat and Jack for Friday night footy. Great atmosphere, great crowd, great night for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks Footy.
That quarter, the Titanium Caravans. Stay off-road and off-grid for longer with a luxurious Titanium Caravan. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
For McDonald's,
Triple M Rocks Footy.
the new AFL Happy Meal is here with 18 unique bag clips to collect. Available 10:30am to midnight while stocks last for a limited time only.
Go Harvey Norman for the hottest deals on the best brands in tech. Right now, up to 20% off Lenovo and Acer computers, like the Acer Aspire Go, now below $348, save $150. Or save $230 on the Core i5 Acer Aspire Go, now $668. Get in quick and grab a bargain on powerful Lenovo IdeaPad with 16GB RAM and 1TB storage, now $998 while stocks last. Harvey Norman, best brands, best range, best prices guaranteed. Conditions apply.
Go! Here we go! It's the Mitsubishi Motors factory clearance, and you're good to go with a $3,000 bonus on Trident models. Plus, score up to $2,000 in customer loyalty bonus. That's up to $5,000 off your driveway price, so you can go adventuring. All backed by Australia's first 10-year warranty with 10 years cap price servicing. You're good to go with Mitsubishi. T's and C's apply. Visit the Mitsubishi Motors website for details.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her. Handsome. Nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank and would never understand her business. Red Z knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from Red Z. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. Red Z. Backing those who back themselves. Australian credit licence 311128.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Cbus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong long-term returns for after the final whistle. Cbus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Cbus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Pocket even more savings at Bob Jane T-Marts. We've got Bridgestone free, Yokohama free, Kumo free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Get up to $150 instant cashback on selected Pirelli and Bridgestone tyres. Plus receive an e-gift card up to $150 when you buy 4 selected BF Goodrich tyres. Give us a call or shop online today. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you. T's and C's apply.
Go Harvey Norman for the hottest deals on the best brands in tech. Right now, up to 20% off Lenovo and Acer computers, like the Acer Aspire Go, now below $348, save $150. Or save $230 on the Core i5 Acer Aspire Go, now $668. Get in quick and grab a bargain on powerful Lenovo IdeaPad with 16GB RAM and 1TB storage, now $998 while stocks last. Harvey Norman, best brands, best range, best prices guaranteed. Conditions apply.
Go! Here we go! It's the Mitsubishi Motors factory clearance, and you're good to go with a $3,000 bonus on Trident models. Plus, score up to $2,000 in customer loyalty bonus. That's up to $5,000 off your driveway price, so you can go adventuring. All backed by Australia's first 10-year warranty with 10 years cap price servicing. You're good to go with Mitsubishi. T's and C's apply. Visit the Mitsubishi Motors website for details.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Beacon Trade. Tradies, big jobs, small jobs, tough jobs. Beacon Trade's got the lighting, fans and electrical to get it done. Join up at beacontrade.com.au.
3 goals apiece in the third quarter, which means that Hawthorn still have a nice 32-point lead at three-quarter time. 13-7-85 to Essendon 7-11-53. Friday night footy here at the Triple MCG for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, you ask your plumber to install a Ream and you will not be disappointed. Just like you won't be disappointed every time Ash Chua spits out some gold with thanks to Red Z Lending. Chew, man.
Well, Essendon actually leading the inside 50s by +7, but Hawks are going at 55% scoring efficiency, as Joey has highlighted, which is 12 above the league average. Amon, number 1 ranked player with 25 disposals, 620 metres gained. And for the Bombers, 30 disposals to Jai Caldwell, along with 9 clearances. His PB's 32.
Nat Unides, Bob Jane Teamarts, busy third quarter for you.
Yeah, not ideal for the Bombers. We saw Kyle Langford go down with what looks like a hamstring injury in that third term. He's got ice on it. It's quite low down on the hamstring, so if there's any positive to come out of it, at least it's not a high up on his leg, but you suspect he's going to miss it or close to a month of footy. So that's terrible luck for Kyle Langford, who missed 12 weeks with a hamstring back in 2022. Of course, they've already lost Jordan Ridley to concussion, so they'd already made the sub Jade Gresham coming into the side. Hawks have also made their sub with Jack Scrimshaw going off with concussion and Sam Frost coming into the team. Scrimshaw we haven't actually seen come back onto the bench yet, so still chasing to see exactly if his nose or his cheekbone, if there's any sort of break there.
A reminder as well, nicely done, Nat. So Choice Hotels around the grounds tomorrow. Big day of footy here on Triple M. You'll hear it all from start to finish, including the Saturday rub at the all-new time of 11:30 BT. It's a little earlier jump for the Saturday rub, boys.
Won't hurt them. Won't hurt them to do a little extra every now and then, so look forward to...
No, I think the show length's still the same. I think they're just starting earlier.
Won't be there earlier. Just put in a bit more. All right, we're ready to go. Last quarter of footy, 32-point margin in favour of the Hawks over the Bombers. The last two, they've been able to trim it back and give themselves an outside chance, the Bombers. Can they do it this time? Merritt paddles the ball, Perkins, McGrath. Now they go backwards to find space for Shield. Shield with that left foot again has overkicked the footy, and it's gone down the throat of Sicily. And James Sicily, don't think he'll be going forward today. Can he be staying back to look after things at this stage? Kick down towards Joel. Over his head, picked up by McDonald, gave it to Watson. Watson right on the wing, high ball, not a fantastic kick. Will go over the line out of bounds, helped out by Mackay. And we'll have a boundary throw in at half forward for the Bombers.
How do you think Sam Mitchell will use that James Sicily role that BT was talking about, Joey?
Probably just when needed, and when they're in control of the game, he's not needed. And as BT just said, he'll shore up the defence to make sure they don't leak a score. And if they're trailing, they can throw him forward. It's a pretty special weapon he's got up his sleeve.
Joey Montagna on Triple M footy for Seabus Super, making hard work pay off since 1984. Bombers 32 points down. They'll have to be a little bit more aggressive and a bit bolder, like they were off half-back that time. They win the 50-50. Archie Roberts can hold it up. Had to kick on his right foot. And it falls short of Barras. Umpire didn't pay the mark. Barras thought he got the hands underneath it. Umpire didn't agree. And Caddy lays the tackle. We'll get a ball up inside forward 50.
And you go to the third umpire, Jack, for this one. With the fingers underneath the ball. Looked like it was on that Harvey Norman replay.
And he's had prior opportunity to dispose of it, and he was tackled, so it should have been a free against, and it was not. So here is Caldwell keeping it alive and advances the ball through the behinds. And a minor score, so 54 plays 85 here in the very early stages of this final quarter. Sicily, the kicker from fullback.
They've pulled everyone to one side.
Yeah.
BT, just keep an eye on a bolter.
Yep, so everyone's come to the northern side.
There he goes. Jarman Impey, look at this.
Look at Impey go. Puts it out in front. Beautiful execution. Impey's got the ball on the wing. Paddles it in front. Now he's at half forward. You've never seen a pre-planned plan come together like that. Joey was onto it early. Called it the second time they'd run it tonight. and they did it with perfection.
I'm sitting 400 metres away and I could see it was happening, but not one Essendon player was onto it.
And it would have just taken one to go out and stand in the space.
That's it, yep.
What an amazing, simplistic tactic. Gather everyone on one side. One man breaks loose to the other side. Ball's kicked in front of him. And away he goes. And thus, a shot at goal now for McDonald. Kick on the way. Looks pretty good. Left to right. Nails it. Great start for the Hawks. He goals. 7-12-54 the Bombers to 14-7-91 the Hawks.
Too smart, too good, too well drilled. I won't be able to show that on first crack tomorrow night. It'll be done to death. But before then it'll be shown 10 times before my show comes on BT. So I'll scrap that.
Something like that will be picked up and shown. Can you run it again if you're Hawthorn, or is this the end of it?
Oh, you can, but you'd want to be catching a team napping that aren't switched on. Like most teams now have scouted this. So you can see it. Essendon are 1v1. I've mentioned that most of the night. They've wanted to play a 1v1 defence, and it was Impey that just waited and waited. As I said, they pulled everyone to one side of the field, and once he took off on Harry Jones, geez, he put 15 metres on him.
Yeah,
it's like
in a couple of seconds.
To compare it to basketball, Joe, it's like Jarman Impey got a screen and then was able to just run away.
He was off and gone.
McDonald's and Ream, hot water, Triple M Rocks footy.
Push in the back.
And you push against Dylan Moore. So then, to BT's point, how do you disguise it?
They had done it a couple of times last year, so it is something they've got in their back pocket. They probably won't be able to do it for the next month or so, but maybe a team might not scout it in 5 or 6 weeks.
Here's Draper at centre half forward for the Bombers, blazes away. And a couple of runners going by and chose not to handball.
There's something about our game when a pre-planned effort comes together, I reckon, because it's hard to do in our game with so many players on the ground. To get everything perfect is a really hard thing to do. Takes great discipline, I reckon.
Yep.
Play on.
So Josh Battle from the back pocket here. Moves out very, very wide. Draper the spoil on Meek. Meek's been quieter tonight, I must admit, Ash, as he marks the ball here in Mackay. What has Meek had today?
Yeah, just 6 disposals, BT.
Yeah, quietish night for him. Good little ball from the Bombers. Finds the waiting breadbasket of Martin, who marks right on the wing. So Martin now told to go by the umpire. Just kicks it down the line in a chip formation. High ball on the head of Harry Jones. Out the back it comes. Picked up here by Perkins. Gave it to Caldwell. He has a ping at goal. Got it. He has got it. Something out of nothing for the Bombers here. So 14-7-91 the Hawks. 8-12-60 the Bombers on the Beacon Trade scoreboard.
She's been good. Jai Caldwell. There's a really nice finish off one step. Read us out his numbers, Tuman. He might be heading towards an MVP vote despite a loss you would feel for Essendon here.
Equal PB so far, 32 disposals. He's had 17 contested ball, throwing 10 clearances, 9 tackles and a major.
Top 5 in last year's best and
Goal
fairest.
square. Let's go set up, please. Essendon, goal square.
It's kind of at that age and stage now, Joey, isn't he, Jai Caldwell? He's played 79 games. He's 24 years of age.
He's a good player. He's a two-way runner. He's a midfielder that can defend as well as win the footy. He works really nicely along Zach Merritt and Durham. The Essendon midfield and their contest and clearance work certainly hasn't been an issue tonight. It's actually been really, really solid around the ball. As we just keep saying, it's in open play that they've really struggled to contain Hawthorn.
Spent a lot of time in the sun during the summer as well.
He's got a good tan going.
Either that or he's been to Plough's place. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy.
Anytime at Plough's place, it's on all the time.
Oh yeah, I think you might have the last remaining one in Victoria, to be honest.
Absolutely.
He's a wonderful man, enjoying retirement. He'll be watching this game tonight. Mackenzie to aim on against the boundary line, broadcast side. Hawks precise with hand. Now Nash stepped back into trouble, which wasn't a good decision.
He threw it.
Got away with that one too. Quick hand Shield, still on the wing. Hobbs absorbs the tackle. They're making hard work of it at the moment, but eventually Sardis can grub a little kick forward. It didn't look good, but it might be okay. Caddy gathers from just outside 50. Low ball towards goal. Frost got back and juggles the mark out of bounds. He was halfway between having a shot and passing Nate Caddy. It'll be a throw in.
I reckon he was 90% having a shot and 10% didn't want to see the man that was free.
Put the hand up.
Yeah, he did. Said, sorry mate, bad kick. No, you just made the wrong option. Here's Draper, forward pocket as a result of that. The Bombers lock it in. Gresham almost received the free. Meek held the ball high and he was tackled. Taken to the ground, comes up with it, got it to Newcomb. Newcomb goes wide. McGrath kept it alive to Durham. Fends off and fell over. In the end, just working so hard. He's an absolute maniac, Durham. Got to love it and admire the way that he plays. Boundary throw in deep in the Bomber attack zone here. So 91 plays 60, 31-point advantage with the Hawks on the Triple M Beacon trade scoreboard. Crowd really haven't been whipped into any great frenzy for any portion of this game, really. Draper kicks the ball high and over the top of Caddy. And we'll have a boundary throw in as deep as you can get in the Bomber City forward 50.
Just having a look on the Harvey Norman replay here. There's some pretty substantial divots being taken out of the MCG. Still a few games to be played here this weekend.
It's in great nick, isn't it?
It's sensational. Eat your macas off that surface at the moment.
Beautiful surface.
The second throw in left forward pocket, Hawthorn. 14-7-91, Essendon 8-12-60.
So Collingwood play here tomorrow night, and I think Melbourne GWS
Sunday.
Yep.
No. So it's got a lot of traffic, and then it's got Carlton Hawthorn.
Play on. No.
Next Thursday night as well. So busy start of the year. Quick snap from Perkins. Touched on the very last line by Sicily.
Put it up then. Back him up. Go with him, please.
14-7 to 8-13 Triple M Beacon trade scoreboard.
Sicily to kick the ball back in. Goes short to Morrison. So Harry Morrison here in the back pocket. He too goes short to Barras. What's Barras and Battle had between them tonight, Ash?
Barras 11 disposals and a couple of marks, and Josh Battle 19 disposals and 6 marks.
Nice work.
Play on.
They're going to be invaluable coming the end of the year. Barras goes down the line. Weddle. Strong overhead, couldn't mark. Picked up by Jones. Jones a neat little ball, finds Hobbs. Hobbs marks right on 50. Just out of his range, kicks it out in front of Draper. Draper's trying to hold off his man. Knocked the ball down. Arriving first here is D'Ambrosio. Taken away by the Bombers. Roberts, I think it was. Might have been, in fact. Gresham was goal. So Gresham kicks the goal. 9-13-67 to the Hawks, 14-7-91.
Impressive goal from Gresham. Had to go win the contest. Won a 50-50 ground ball and then has enough class. We know he's got that to sell some candy. Could have straightened up, but he went around the body. A wonderful finish. They keep peppering away.
24 points.
They keep peppering away.
24 points. Lots of time.
Stranger things have happened.
Yeah.
They're dominating inside 50s as well this quarter, the Bombers. 7-1 from those 7 entries. Have kicked 2 goals too.
So overall, what are the inside 50 numbers? It's
still in favour of Essendon, 50-37.
Yeah.
Back this way.
I want you to have a look at Big Trav Cloak tonight. I'm told that the runner's apparel only goes to an XL. And we'll have a look when he comes out next time, but apparently
it's a bit sort of crop toppy, is it?
They had to make some cuts and jam him into it.
He's still kept himself in good nick, hasn't he? For McDonald's.
Yeah,
hot water, Triple M Rocks footy. Hawks win a free kick out of the middle. Weddle drifting forward. Marks at the front of the pack. Everyone else was too busy wrestling each other. He just kept his eyes on the ball.
Again, it's just so easy. I was watching the Harvey Norman replay trying to see who actually Weddle's man was again, because I don't know why they're just not 1v1 and compete, bring the ball to ground. Instead, they sort of all run off their opponents, Essendon, and they leave themselves too much room.
He'll kick from directly in front. Every game last year has become an important defender for them. He'll be even more important if he can drift forward and kick goals. Back to 30 points. Triple M Beacon trade scoreboard. Tradies, big jobs, small jobs, tough jobs, including maybe bathroom renovations as well. Beacon Trade's got the lighting, fans and electrical to get the job done. Join up at beacontrade.com.au.
Super efficient tonight, Hawthorn. Just 38 inside 50s, but they've kicked 15 goals, 7. taken 14 marks inside 50. And it's partly to do with Essendon's class, but I think a lot to do with just Essendon's lack of real grit to want to defend and stop the opposition from taking marks and scoring when it goes inside their defensive 50. It's going to be something they're going to have to focus on heavily this season.
The voice of Joey Montagna on Triple M football for Seabus Super. Back to the middle we go, 30-point margin in favour of the Hawks. Charles gone into the ruck and soccers that one out mid-air. Watson ran onto it, got tackled high by Redmond from the point of the square and half forward and won the free.
Stand.
Immediately stands and finds D'Ambrosio out wide.
Stand.
He takes the mark and takes a little time to get rid of it today. Day marks edge of the square inside it, so still a long way out from the punt road goal. Will Day, how's he gone tonight, Ash?
14 disposals and the goal.
High footy. Weddle's there as well. Up they fly. Newcomb was in front, couldn't land the mark. Umpire calls play on, spills out of the pack. Newcomb the danger here. He applies a ferocious tackle on Cordwell, I think it was. And we'll have a ball up right in front of the Hawks goal.
I think Josh and Nick. Josh and Nick.
They're finishing strong, Hawthorn. Their lead at the moment is 30 points. Martin took it from the stoppage, then just dropped the ball on the ground. Umpire said, play on. Ginnerman had his kick smothered, 20 away from Hawthorn's goal. Nice pick up from Brian. He's done it a couple of times, the big man. Some pickups off his ankles, but handball goes astray. Josh Ward is a left footer, back into that side and put it on the chest of McGrath. He kicks a spiralling ball out of defence to Gresham on the wing.
Gresham was looking for Kako, but he went inside instead and found Jones, and Jones had the ball smothered. The umpire was going to call 50 minutes. Jones has got a bit of cramp in the middle of the ground. In the meantime, the Hawks go forward. Stuffed up a real genuine opportunity there. The Bombers.
Play on.
Absolute certainties they were going through the middle. So Ward kicks a long deep ball, solid mark taken in defence by Mackay. Funny little gimpy kick. Outline to Archie Perkins. He loops one around the corner to Martin. He's been pretty good tonight, Ash.
Big Martin disposal number 19.
And a short ball finds Harrison Jones. Jones marks a genuine half-back right in front of the Bomber bench. Has to go backwards a long, long way to Reed. Reed will take the mark, and Bomber's going nowhere. Got to win the game. Who's going to bite off something and go into the middle? Who is that going to be? Pryor's got the footy. He's a left footer. And forced to concede sideways to McGrath.
What does this Hawthorn setup behind the ball look like, Joey? Try and explain it to us.
Well, they guard the dangerous space. They roll around and support one another, so they've always got protection. They always try and free one up, so a winger is important in that to roll around to allow one of the defenders to be free. It's a really well organised team defence system that we see in the modern game.
Eventually, it's taken them a while, but Essendon have got forward of centre. Archie Roberts in his fifth game has got Martin at half forward. Needs to find a target inside 50 and does. Draper on the lead. It's going to be a tough look at it. Worse than a 45-degree angle. About 45 metres out from goal.
Yeah, they're super organised away from the ball, aren't they, Jack?
Yeah.
Behind the footy, they are super organised. Almost back to the days of Alistair Clarkson.
Yeah. Just looks like it's very hard to get through as you're trying to move forward. Sam Draper with a couple of behinds tonight already to keep Essendon in the hunt. It's working back. 24 points is the margin again. Still time for them if they're good enough. 9.5 minutes. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, well, they can. We know they can score. They've got to roll the dice a bit, so they're going to take some more risks. It looks as if Hawthorn have gone into a bit of a save the game mode. Will Day's gone behind the footy. Well, he was behind the footy for the last 5 minutes of that play. He's now gone into the centre bounce, so I wouldn't be surprised after this centre bounce if he does roll back to give them the +1. So Hawthorn are looking to save the game a bit, which might just open the door for Essendon to keep attacking. And as we keep saying, they are a team that can threaten with ball in hand. They just have to find a way to stop scores when it does go in their back 50.
So it's going to take 4 quick ones. 24-point margin. Can the Bombers make them shake in their boots a little? You do feel they've gone slightly negative. Look at the crowd. I didn't think it'd get to 80. 80,735, Ash.
Yep.
Excuse me. That's a record for home and away between these sides, Ash, isn't it?
Spot on, BT.
Wow-wee. Little handball out the back door. Comes to Roberts. The smother was effective, but Roberts able to pick it up. Gave the handball back. Hawthorn go inside 50 again. Mackay was able to knock it over the line with the help of Pryor, and will throw it in deep in the Hawthorn forward line. 80,733. That is a wow-wee effort.
Nick. Off the back of 80,000 last night too, Ash.
They'll get a big crowd, you'd imagine, tomorrow night as well, between Collingwood and Port.
Yeah. And then even Sunday, choice hotels around the grounds. I know it's a GWS is the visiting team, but you'd hope for Melbourne. It's the Jim Steins game. You'd hope that Melbourne fans come out.
They rarely come.
Well, they should get up off their arse and come out. Ball up.
Thanks,
Watson,
Nick.
Harvey Norman replay. Strong tackle by
Rucks,
Caldwell.
hold the meter.
Ripped straight into him.
Both engaged.
Newcombe around the stoppage has been dangerous. McKenzie fumbles the footy. Redmond picks it up, left foot ball, just clears the danger area, but only for a moment. Caddy led to the ball and then bent down. Ward was alongside him. The youngster did well. 50-50 on the wing. Newcombe had to go. Jones had to go too. Shovels a handball out. Now the Bombers get some numbers going forward. Merritt's got Gresham at half forward. The target was missed initially, so Gresham has to go back and find it. Didn't panic initially, popped it up in the air. D'Ambrosio drops the mark. Kako still lurking for the Bombers. 40 out from goal. Merritt taps it on. It's labour intensive, but eventually Dersma picks it up and kicks the goal. Gee, they made hard work of that. Xavier Dersma turns around and kicks his second. That's still doable for the Bombers. 16 points.
Kicked 4 of the last 5.
18, I should say. Sorry, Triple M, Beacon Trade scoreboard.
18 points, yep. And they've kicked 4 of the last 5 here, the Bombers.
Again, just some good run. They're running harder than Hawthorn at the moment. And you're right, Jack. They nearly stuffed it up. Zach Merritt and Gresham. They had all the time and space in the world. They made a meal of it. Kako again, just important contest to get a hand in it, flicked it out into space, and Dersma right spot, right time, and just a little bit of energy around the place now for Essendon. Still plenty of time, over 8 minutes.
I reckon the next one is the important one. They haven't been as close as 10, 12 points, well, in the whole game. So let's see what they can do here. They've kicked 4 of the last 5. They're within 3 straight goals. Still got 8 minutes left. Long time. They've got possession of the footy. Although the smother by Morrison was pretty effective. Hawthorn pick up the ball through McGuinness. His handball was intercepted. Comes out the back. Big pack of players. Spills loose to Ginnivan. Ginnivan picks it up. Little kick off the side of the boot. The spoil was very, very effective. They're under real pressure here, the Bombers. Picked up by Moore. Step around the body, got it. Moore's got 3. What a player. What an opportunist. He gets it back out to 24 points for the Hawks on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
No, they just got to get it inside 50, and they look like scoring every time. They've still had 9 less inside 50s than the Hawks. But the ground level players, we'll find out from Chu how many of their goals have come from ground level as opposed to marks, because that has been the real strength of Hawthorn tonight. The dangerous small forwards. And that one, I think, now has put this game to bed. Dylan Moore, what a terrific player.
3 goals, 1 for him tonight, Ash.
He's spot on, BT, along with the lazy 20 disposals and 5 score involvements.
All-Australian last year, as Two-Man said. Runner-up in their best and fairest. 36 goals.
I reckon Ash is becoming a little comfortable with his holiday house as well.
Oh, yeah.
He's just getting a little comfy.
Well, he's not when you talk about the holiday house. He gets very uncomfortable all of a sudden. The McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. Not sure why. It does 7 billion games a year. You've got to treat yourself eventually. Back to half forward. Gresham goes without the footy. Hobbs likewise as well. McKenzie for the Hawks bent down, had it kicked out of his hands. Handball from Sardis to McGrath, had it smothered. Nash between the legs, not sure if he meant it, but it looked okay. At centre half forward, Essendon trying to will it on. They need 1 more to stay in the hunt. Morrison was caught high by Perkins. It was a little sloppy.
Unlucky. The Bombers there in that passage play, I reckon. Morrison kicks it sideways to Moore, and Moore marks and immediately goes backwards to aim on the best defensive kick in the team. Good kick to Morrison. Morrison right in front of the MCC members. Not that interested in advancing the ball to score at the moment, the Hawks. They've got it under control. They lead it by 24 points with under 7 minutes remaining. McGuinness has marked. Can go the little one along the boundary line to McDonald if he wants. Ignores that, McGuinness. Kicks off his instep a little. Meek making tracks for it. Knocked down by the Bombers. Perkins got it to Kako. Goes backwards to Shield. Shield plenty of time to kick this one, and once again he's kicked it to the opposition. It's marked by Ward. Little kick to McGuinness. He marks and can play on. No one on the mark. So McGuinness goes inside 50 to Ginnivan. Draper. Great defensive mark.
He had to get back, did well, the big man. Time to go for Essendon. They'll have to take some risks and throw caution to the wind. Down 24 points.
Hardwick's now the spare behind the ball for Hawthorn, just patrolling things.
Less than 6 minutes remaining. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Gresham has been good since he came to the game as the sub. To McGrath, who marks and runs away from the wing. One-on-one inside 50. Weddle's got his hands full defending here. Kept Hobbs away from the footy. Frost arrives for support. Hardwick there as well as that spare. Had his kick smothered on the way through. Merritt hadn't lost it. Hobbs goes back to Bryan, who kicks from just inside 50. Top of the goal square. Hawthorn defenders converge and knock it out of bounds. 5 minutes, 20 seconds remaining. Hawthorn have a 24-point lead on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, 24 it is. Must score from this stoppage in their 50 deep. The Bombers, just about every player, well in fact every player is forward of centre at the moment. Piled into the Essendon forward line. Now gee, that Hawthorn player underneath that, Barras, I think it was, sat on the ball and didn't make an attempt, and gee, they were very unlucky, the Bombers then. He dragged it in and did not get it out.
Play on, both engaged.
They were unlucky. Sicily charges through. High ball's run out of the immediate danger zone. Ginnivan falling back. Picked up in the end by Roberts.
Yep.
Essendon go forward yet again inside 50. Couldn't mark. Ball hits the deck. Umpire lets it go again. Refused to blow the whistle. Got it to Merritt. Merritt's little kick around the body. High ball. Here's Jones. Couldn't mark it. Knockdown is good. Toward and away go the Hawks.
And the pressure relieves for a little while. Ginnivan shepherds it towards the boundary line.
Good work, guys. Right here, Ben.
They're just doing enough here. Essendon have kicked 4 goals to 3 in the quarter.
Hawthorn, Lloyd.
Hawthorn did all of their work early in the game and set it up. Two-man Red Z lending.
Well, Archie Perkins, only 3 touches in the first half. 3rd ranked player on the ground since half-time with 14 disposals, 6 score involvements in the goal.
One's for the self-employed, redzed.com. Here he is on cue, Perkins. Turns around and hoists it high. Draper took front spot. Hobbs, hands were elite coming off the pack. Then Merritt turns around with an elite finish of his own. Left foot snap for his second. 3 goals the difference. 4 minutes to play. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
He's cramping big time too, Zach Merritt.
Are you allowed to do that?
Well, you're not allowed to cramp. Unprofessional. But he's been terrific again, Zach Merritt. I've spoken enough about the influence he has on offence, hitting the scoreboard, spending more time resting forward. And they keep coming there. They've had plenty of entries. I won't get Chu to give it to me because he's looking at something intently. But
we're just noticing whether Watson has come back on.
He has. He was back on. Yeah, he did come. Yeah, I remember he had a possession out on the other side of the ground. I was surprised that he was back on at one stage, PT. So that will be interesting because he's now on the bench with his head in his hands. But
yeah, and
I'm sure he did come on.
And been a little bit upset down there as well. So I'm just wondering why that is. But anyway, back to an 18-point margin. Been here before in this quarter. Middle of the ground, we've got 4 1/4 minutes left. Hawthorn in need of a clearance and they got it through Newcomb. Kick to McGuinness and he marks. So milk the 30 here and then go back and kick the goal from 35 directly in front McGuinness.
Done this all night long. Essendon get within striking range. It just goes inside 50 and they score. Jackson Prize had a rough night defensively.
Are they scoring a goal almost at 50%? Is that what they're going at?
Their scoring efficiency is more than 50% BT.
Which would be bottom 4 for the competition if it went at that for the season. Bottom 2 probably.
Well, here is McGuinness. Nice. They get yet another one back out to 24 points on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard in favour of the Hawks.
That's their 4th goal from centre bounce. So that's what we're talking about. And generally, a lot of those 4 goals have come after Essendon have kicked 1 or 2 in a row. 17 goals from the 46 entries. That's been the story of the game.
And from the centre bounce, they've put inside 50 10 times. Spot on, Joe, for those 4 goals won. Super efficient.
So, Joey, do you think they'll stick with this 1 tall, 5 small setup? I mean, Richmond won a premiership.
Well, it's working right now. The first 2 weeks we've seen, Sydney and Essendon, it's working.
What about when the big boys are available? So you've got 2 of them that are going to come back. What happens then? Is that harder to make that
I think they just play 2 maximum. So if it's Kel Shadir, if Mitch Lewis does come back, and Chol, well, I think it's the 2 out of the 3 that are in form.
Deer not too far away, a couple of weeks. Mitch Lewis maybe a little bit longer than that. Through their injuries from McDonald's and Ream Hotwater, Triple M Rocks footy. Kel Shadir with a back is keeping him out at the moment. Mitch Lewis has had issues with his knees for a while. Strong grab by Finn McGuinness, who kicked the last goal, playing as looks like a hybrid centre-half forward. In the second half of the game, he's just outside 50. Chooses to pop it up instead. Joel never really got a look at it. And it's tapped through by Dylan Shield for a rush behind. 25 points. 3 minutes remaining. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard, BT.
Yeah, they're not going to get there, are they? But been an interesting last quarter. How many goals kicked in this last quarter? I think 9 collectively. Ash.
Spot on, BT. 4 to Hawthorn, 5 to the Bombers.
Little handball into midfield. McGrath was coming in with speed at Moore. He pulled up at the right moment. Perkins to Caldwell. Caldwell shoving it out the back here to Pryor. He goes with a short, stubby little kick, and the Bombers, I think, realising that the game is probably over. That was a shocking kick off the side of the boot that luckily landed with Mackay. His kick over the top to Dylan Shield. Dylan Shield's little ball put them under pressure immediately. McDonald picked it up, should have given it to Ginnivan, and Ginnivan is rightly annoyed and could have given it to McGuinness, either one, and he went himself. McDonald, these are the little things that can start to eat at a team's cohesiveness.
Yeah, good call, BT. G-Man, what about Dylan Shields' night? How's he gone by foot?
50% efficiency from his 14 kicks.
Generally, you get a lot of time and space too when you're kicking the ball across half-back.
That goes back to your point, though, doesn't it, about Dylan Shield? He's going to play half-back.
Play on. You.
Final couple of minutes here. And a quick clearing kick. It was only as far as Will Day. The wall was set up for the Hawks. He'll look to kick number 2 and put this game to bed.
James. 10 metres. James.
Best and fairest from a couple of years ago. And we saw last week, we spoke about his game in Sydney and how damaging he can be. He'll kick from right on 50 to the punt road end. This is to the right. 1 goal, 1 for the night. The Hawks have got Carlton next Thursday night here at the MCG, BT, and then the Giants on a Saturday night in Launceston.
Yep. And Essendon have got, who have they got? They've got Adelaide.
Adelaide next week, and then Port Adelaide.
The MCG.
Nick, boy.
We'll have another boundary throw in here at the Hawthorn forward end of the ground with just over a minute remaining in the game. Sam Mitchell just admiring the work of Nabsy Chol. Little handball out. Comes now to Caldwell. What's he finished up with, Ash?
36 touches, which is a PB.
Yeah, wow. Ball knocked away here from Merritt over the line out of bounds, and we'll throw it in front of the MCC members. So 17,911 to Essendon 12,1385 on the Beacon Trade scoreboard. Boundary throw in on the wing here. Ryan doing the right work. Meek as well got a clean hand on it. Spills to Perkins. Perkins handball out the back door to Martin. Martin wanted some help, gave it to a man under pressure in Durham, but he was good enough to get out of it. Gave the handball to Brian. Brian kicks a long ball into attack. Gee, that's a big crash of players. Picked off there by Frost, and he just kicks it out of the immediate danger zone, but it's going to come back because the Bombers have gotten under Sardis. Able to pick it up, give it to Martin. Martin slips over as he went to kick, and now the Hawks can tidy up through Amon.
And he's tried his hardest, Nick Martin, but he slipped over at the crucial time, and Chol has it on the broadcast wing. He's got Ginnivan streaming ahead and not one single human being inside 50. So he has to pop it up in the air, put it out in front of Finn McGuinness and say, go and get that. And Dylan Shield got back first. And Redmond with the last action here at the MCG. The Bombers just not quite up to the standard that Hawthorn set tonight. The Hawks are 2-0 to start this season, and they look the goods. 17-9, 111 to 12-13, 85 in front of 80,000 at the Triple MCG.
We love our club and we play to win, riding the bumps with a grin and Hawthorn. Come what may, you'll find us striving. Teamwork is the thing that talks. One for all and one for one, the way we play at home. We are the mighty, mighty Hawks.
So the margin was 27 points at quarter time, and it kind of hung around that for most of the game. At one point late, the Bombers got it back to 18 points, but they just weren't quite there tonight, Brian Taylor. The Hawks undefeated to start the year.
Yep, and a good effort by them, and they'd be delighted. Sam Mitchell doesn't care how he wins, as long as he gets the 4 points in the end, especially early in the year. We know how important it is to stockpile wins when things get a little tough towards the end of the year. And they're playing with some real clarity. Joey's pointed it out time and time again tonight. Organisation brings real clarity for the players. And that really is the fundamental difference between these two teams tonight, I reckon. One is super duper organised, the other is developing that skill.
Spot on. Here's Nick Watson talking to Abby, courtesy of Channel 7.
Last week with Bruce, he pulled me under his stride and taught me some tactics. So all props to him, and thanks for helping me out.
The celebration front, you're one of the best in the very business. Do you practice these, or is it just whatever comes to mind naturally in the moment?
To be honest, it's whatever comes to mind. I haven't practiced much this year. I think me, C-Mac and Giddy need to get onto it because I was on a few outrageous ones, but yeah, we need to get onto the Sallies.
Oh, the Sallies are very impressive, don't get me wrong. That almost mark attempt. We saw a ripper from you in the pre-season. This attempt, but what goes through your mind in this moment?
Sometimes I just got to fly, and that's one of my strengths. I feel like leaping, and I wish I took it, hurt my neck a bit, but hopefully there's a few more to come.
Next all good though?
Yeah, all good now.
Congratulations on the win. We'll let you go and soak this up. Well
Thanks, Abby. Thank you.
3 goals for Nick Watson. We're back on the other side of this to break it all down. Nat and Joey will be down in the Hawthorn rooms as well. A couple of interviews, and they'll soak up all the feeling from a team who are undefeated to start 2025. Hawks win by 26 points for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks Footy.
That quarter for Beacon Trade. Tradies, big jobs, small jobs, tough jobs. Beacon Trade's got the lighting, fans and electrical to get it done. Join up at beacontrade.com.au.
For Ream Hot Water,
Triple M Rocks Footy.
built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her, handsome, nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank and would never understand her business. Red Z knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from Red Z. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. Red Z, backing those who back themselves. Australian credit licence 311128.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Cbus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong long-term returns for after the final whistle. Cbus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Cbus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Pocket even more savings at Bob Jane T-Marts. We've got Bridgestone free, Yokohama free, Kumo free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Get up to $150 instant cashback on selected Pirelli and Bridgestone tyres. Plus, receive an e-gift card up to $150 when you buy 4 selected BF Goodrich tyres. Give us a call or shop online today. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
Go Harvey Norman for the hottest deals on the best brands in tech. Right now, up to 20% off Lenovo and Acer computers, like the Acer Aspire Go, now a low $348, save $150. Or save $230 on the Core i5 Acer Aspire Go, now $668. Get in quick and grab a bargain on powerful Lenovo IdeaPad with 16GB RAM and 1TB storage, now $998 while stocks last. Harvey Norman, best brands, best range, best prices guaranteed. Conditions apply.
Here we go! It's the Mitsubishi Motors factory clearance, and you're good to go with a $3,000 bonus on Trident models. Plus, score up to $2,000 in customer loyalty bonus. That's up to $5,000 off your driveway price, so you can go adventuring. All backed by Australia's first 10-year warranty with 10 years cap price servicing. You're good to go with Mitsubishi. T's and C's apply. Visit the Mitsubishi Motors website for details.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her. Handsome. Nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank and would never understand her business. RedZ knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from RedZ. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. RedZ. Backing those who back themselves. Australian credit licence 311128.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Cbus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong long-term returns for after the final whistle. Cbus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Cbus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
The Triple M Footy Review for Amy. When clangers happen, it's lucky you're with Amy.
As they always do when they have a win, Hawthorn, they're getting around their fans, they're soaking it up, they're having a few smiles, and they're loving what's going on out there today. A big win for them. Challenged at times by the Bombers, but they come away 26-point winners here in front of 80,735 at the MCG. Two-man, before we head downstairs, any numbers jumping off the page?
Well, speaking of the crowd, so coming into tonight's game, Hawthorn averaged 81,000 from their previous 5 games at the G. Of course, a record home and away attendance at 80,735 between these two teams. But Jai Cordwell, 36 touches of PB and a major, and for the Hawks, Amon led the way with 28 disposals, number 1 ranked player on the ground and 643 metres gained.
And Choice Hotels, where do we hear your dulcet tones tomorrow, please?
Down at Geelong, it's the Cats taking on the Dockers at GMHBA Stadium, Jack.
Sydney and Brisbane as well, Western Bulldogs and North Melbourne, Collingwood and Port Adelaide. You'll hear every single game on Triple M Footy. And of course, don't forget to download the Listener app now, LISTNR. As Hawthorn gets set to go into their rooms, an experience like no other on Triple M Footy this year. Post-game, down in the rooms, Joey Montagna, Nat Yanidis, take it away.
We have absolutely no idea what you're going to get down here. Nobody knows what's going to happen because this is the first time we're doing this, and we're just going to have a bit of fun. We're waiting for the Hawks to come out, come down the race at the moment. They're just loitering around at the MCG, just taking it all in. We're down here with Joey as well. And there's a few big names in the crowd. Jeff Kennett's here. Hello, Jake. He's the media manager. Just having a quick chat about who we're going to talk to a bit later on. James Sicily just having a chat to the players. Of course, Conor Nash played his 100th game, so a little bit of a celebration for him as the Hawks start to come down the race. A massive win for them, 26 points over the old rivals, the Bombers. Essendon kicked the first goal, and after that it was all one-way traffic. Hawthorn sitting pretty at the top of the AFL ladder, of course one of the only sides to play 2 games so far this season, but Hawks fans will certainly like what they've seen because they've been exciting. Nick Watson was amongst the action today before he copped a bit of a head knock. Jack Ginnivan, as well as Sam Mitchell, currently enters the room. James Sicily still leading the team down this incredibly elaborate race, which is complete with LED lights and videos and all the rest of it. And it's really sensory overload at the MCG this season. The players, as you can hear, the fans welcoming the players into the room. A very, very happy team at Hawthorn at the moment. We're going to get the song in just a moment's time. It's probably a little bit more laid back than I thought it would be, to be honest, Joey.
Well, they mean business this year, don't they, the Hawks?
They do. Are we going to get hit by Gatorade here?
Possibly.
You are. So Hawthorn 26-point winners. Let's have a listen to the song. A very happy team at Hawthorn indeed. 26-point winners over the Bombers. This is the Triple M Amy review. Clangers happen. Lucky you're with Amy. Joey, what did you make of that? Because they were pretty impressive. The Bombers challenged them, but they came back.
Yeah, it was a really solid performance. Essendon never gave up, and I thought they competed hard, but every time they did, Hawthorn had the answers, and as we mentioned a number of times, the contest, Essendon were pretty good, but once the game was out in the open, Hawthorn clearly were better organised behind the ball and in front of the ball. And one of the men that we won't give away the Triple MVP votes just yet, but might have featured, is joining us.
Well, that's a shame because I wanted to ask him about it, but that's okay. Hey, this is our Bob Jane interview for Bob Jane Team Marts. Buy 3, get 1 free, plus instant cashback on Bridgestone, Yokohama, Kumo and Freely. Visit bobjane.com.au today. T's and C's apply. We've got a very special guest with us today, Joey. Carl Amon. Carl, welcome. Thanks for joining us. It was a great win in the end. How did you see it play out?
Yeah, it was a tough game. I think it was a game of moments, and they obviously came back at us in the third and fourth quarter. I think the boys were pretty spent, but as again, it was a mature performance, the same as last week. I think we're really growing in that space, and the boys fought on well, and we kicked some crucial goals late in the game to sort of just keep that lead at bay. So mature performance, I thought.
Once again, the ball movement was a feature, particularly coming out at the back half. It's something you guys have obviously worked on, and you seem to be on the same page. The ability to find the uncontested mark, go through the corridor when it's on. You're a big part of that. How are you seeing the ball movement this year?
Yeah, it's still growing. I think this is the only second game that I guess the eight of us in the backs group have played together. So while we have some moments, there's still some tinkering with, but I think we're getting some really good looks. And tonight we just had to really have a really strong work rate, and we thought that it will open up. So it's going well, I think, but still more improvement.
And last week, some of the small forwards didn't really get involved too much. Nick Watson, Connor McDonald, Dylan Moore again was sensational tonight. It was nice for those small forwards to really get involved and hit the scoreboard.
Yeah, for sure. I think obviously a few of them got shut down last week, but we know that if they just bring their pressure, that their game's going to come off that. And when you got Guinea and Wiz and Croft flying down there, putting pressure on, the goals will come off that, and I thought they did that really well tonight.
Have you found the combination with Barris and Battle back there, when that's been a bit of a talking point, just trying to gel as a group? How are you finding it after a couple of weeks now?
Yeah, it's nice to have them back there, isn't it? They're both strong in their marks. Their intercept games are really strong, and you just walk a bit taller when they're back there, so it's good.
Just how hard was it out there? Because you're sitting down at the moment, you've got the shoes off, you're very comfortable. Just how hard was it? I mean, it's only 2 games in.
Yeah, it is. It was that was one of the tougher ones, to be honest. I think just it was so humid out there. The ball was so slippery, but that's what it is. That's what we work for. And early games in the pre-season, we're lucky that we played last week, and you just got to keep building that match fitness. And certainly we got a 6-day break going into next week, so we recover well and hit next week.
You didn't cramp, did you? I saw you cramp late. I hope you didn't cramp.
I was about to. It was hot out there, but just got to fight through it.
No, it was a great performance. Well done again. Thought it was a pretty complete team performance, and sitting nicely. Well done. Enjoy next week.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, congratulations, Carl. Fantastic game from you. Of course, we are going to do the votes.
Yes.
I think we should do the votes
We'll
now.
do the
What
votes.
do you
I should
think?
have done them while Carl was here.
That's all right. The Triple MVP Award. Joey, take it away.
Yeah, well, I gave one vote to Dylan Moore. I just thought his work rate and his ability to get involved. I mean, he kicked 3 goals and have over 20 touches. I thought was terrific. He's just a star player these days, so consistent. So he got the 1 vote. 2 votes without a doubt. I thought the best Essendon player was Jai Caldwell. Probably one of the best games he's played. He's worked on the inside. His run and spread stood out as well. He got a stack of footy. Don't know exactly the numbers. Two-Man had them earlier, but his contest clearance and his disposals were sensational. Zach Merritt was alongside him as well. But 3 votes I gave to that man, Carl Amon. I just thought the feature for Hawthorn was their ability to move the ball. And when they got inside 50, they were able to score. He was a huge part of that. His kicking, his flat kicks to break open the game, particularly in the first half, really stood out. He had 26, 27 disposals, 7 or 8 score involvements. And I thought Carl Amon was the best player on the ground.